Streaming from the HermitCraft server, and he's got a spanner who is also a badger. Badger's on the
Hi.
call. I'm striking at a wall. I'm saying howdy, y'all. I hope that I don't fall. Oh no!
Oh no.
Welcome, everybody. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And today, on the second to last day of HermitCraft 9, I am joined by my fiance, BadgerSpanner. Howdy, Badger.
Hello.
I figured, we've got a little bit left to do on the pinball machine, and it might
Mm-hmm.
be fun to have some company while I work on it. Normally, Tuesday morning is my streaming with Badger morning. We normally would
Yeah.
play V Ryzen, but we're doing something a little different this week because we did not want to miss this opportunity to get a little bit more time on the HermitCraft server. I'm going to miss Season 9. I don't know, Badger. You've been watching Season 9 since the beginning. Is there anything in particular you think that you will miss about this season that's like distinct from the other seasons?
It's weird. Like I'm gonna miss the pinball machine the most. I would say
Oh, thank you.
because I've watched it from literally rise from the sea.
I'm glad that you feel that way because I would really like to build one of these in our garage once we can actually afford a garage. And so I
Oh
want you
yeah.
to hold on to that feeling
Yeah.
as
Yep. No.
and not
I
get
can help
mad
with
when
the art design. That's all good.
yeah, I will
You do
be.
the mechanical stuff.
Oh yeah, and we're going to have there's going to be sound
I'll do
design
the
to do.
wiring.
Yeah, yeah. I will be happy for the help. I am looking forward to being able to take this
Yay.
project to the next level at some point, even though it might not
Mm-hmm.
be right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of being able to someday afford my own home with a place that I can stream, building pinball machines from, tips are welcome via
Tips are
paypal.me/
welcome.
Joe
Yeah.
Hills and YouTube Super Chat. I say my own home. One day it'll be our own home.
Uh-huh.
Yay. So, Emperor Vorthen says, I'm going to miss the pinball machine build too. It's crazy how big it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing something at a little bit of a different scale. I haven't really made my plans fully public for next year, but I was looking at I was planning on copying a building from real life, and I was looking at it, and it's just like, okay, the building is like 5 stories tall, which means it's 60 blocks tall roughly.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yep.
60 blocks tall? What am I gonna do for 18 months? That's 60 blocks tall. Jeez.
You're gonna build something else
I'm
instead.
gonna have to build stuff inside of this. I'm gonna actually get this landscaping around it done.
You might get stuff done and then move on to a different project
I
and
know.
do stuff like that. Wow.
It'll be fun.
What?
It'll be fun.
Imagine playing Minecraft like that. Wow.
Finishing projects.
Yeah,
gotta-
I don't think I've ever finished anything particularly big in Minecraft.
I would say that my Castle Ravenloft was finished. There were a few bugs I noticed later where like, oh, there should have been a door here. I misread the map when I was building it from the book, but like, that was a huge. That was my first like arguably like mega build.
Yeah, season 7 you did a lot of building. You did a lot of different things, I would say. Because you did the Tower of Hercules and you did the Ever Given.
Mm-hmm.
You did the winery as well.
Oh, I really loved that Ever Given. Like that was that was a real challenge.
And the fact that it was so unplanned and you were just like, I'm just going to build this.
I just saw it in the news. Well, that was the thing too. Is XP had messaged me and he's like, "Hey Joe, if you want to switch back on the bases whenever, just let me know." And I was like, "Oh, nothing's really caught my attention, but I'll be in touch if something comes up." And then I see the news the next day, the Ever Given,
and you're like, I
jammed
want
in
my
the
base
Suez
back.
Canal, and I'm like, XP crafted, give me my base back. I need it. I demand it. And he's like, okay, dude, I already said whenever. I'm like, now.
I need it.
So Crystal says the Ever Given was one of the funniest things I saw in a long time. Yeah, that's one of the things that I love about what we do, is that we can really just kind of respond to the world around us, and a lot of times we don't want to because the world around us sucks. And I mean, honestly, the Ever Given getting lodged there was bad for a lot of people, but like it was still at least kind of like, oh well, here's something I can bring in that's not too much
6 days
of a
of
bummer.
content. Well, it was longer than that, wasn't it? It was like 13 days or something.
Yeah, and I think it took me longer to build it than it took them to dislodge it. I was kind of racing them though. I was like, I gotta finish this while it's still relevant.
Yeah, it's funny like that. It was really fun when you got the hermits to build shipping containers for it, though.
Oh yeah, Ren didn't believe it would work. He was like,
Yeah.
"Why did you set this up on the diagonal? This is going to be absolutely terrible." And I was like, I think we can pull it off.
Just build it, you'll see.
Let's try it. If not, I guess I'll start over. That's HermitCraft for you.
That worked really well.
Yeah.
He ate humble pie that day.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Yeah, looking back on this season, to bring it back around, Ren the King storyline was...
That felt so long ago. It felt like it was last season rather than this one.
Yeah, well, and that was kind of... I'm realizing that my output chest was not in there. So that means these hoppers are just going to be full now.
Oh, well.
Well, that's fine. That's why they're so hoppy.
Time to attach something.
Yeah. Okay, it's going in there now. But yeah, I was like, how come this is going in my inventory instead of the hoppers? That's so weird.
Just spewing straight out.
Yeah, I was like, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I really I loved the audition process. Like stuff that encourages us to make different kinds of videos is always a lot of fun. I'm trying to think if anybody else really pushed us to make different kinds of videos like those audition tapes this year. I think that might have been it.
I mean, that might have been it, but that was so much fun.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Ren yesterday was like, "Oh, I haven't done anything this season. It's just been farms and all this boring stuff." And it's like, dude, we did the whole king thing.
Yeah,
that was a thing.
You defined the season for so many people. Like,
yeah, and the Empire's crossover too. Thank you, Clam.
Yeah, the Empire's crossover was weird.
Yeah.
I've learned that I cannot expect my friends to introduce me to their friends. I thought like, oh, this will be great. They're gonna introduce me to everybody. I'm gonna get to know a bunch of cool people. It's like no introductions. Just you're gonna randomly teleport you somewhere. Okay, have fun. Thanks.
You know them. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like no, I don't. I don't know any of them. I've talked to Pix like once. Like.
Yeah.
I think that was it, right?
Yeah.
That was the only one of them I had ever spoken to before. I think.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
technically we had meetings where there were 40 people yelling over each other. And then eventually at the end, Green would go, wow, I think we got a lot done today. And I would just be there, like, slack-jawed, like, did we? I couldn't understand. What happened?
Well, you may not have been, like, introduced formally, but at least, like, you've definitely got a friend in Ollie now.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, that was the big win of that entire storyline, was meeting Ollie. Like, people don't believe that was organic, but it absolutely was.
Yeah.
I had no idea who that guy was.
And I still, when you shot Scott, S Major, for being a homophobe, that still pops up in my TikTok every now and then, and it's like Joe is an ally.
Like
Joe is such a good ally.
I mean, and it's just one of those things where, like, afterwards, Scott was like, I'm, like, famously gay. How do you not know this? I'm like, literally no one introduced us. Nobody was like, hey, here's Scott, my gay friend. Like, nobody even said, hey, here's Scott. I had to... His name was Smager in the Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
That was, like, I wouldn't have known if they said Scott that they were talking about Smager. Like, this is... Yeah. We don't, like... There was no coordination, but it seemed like it worked out fine.
Yeah, what an introduction.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like...
Joe Hills will shoot you in the face if you are not an ally.
Well, I mean, like, this... Like, I mean... it... Yeah. You know... It was not a great situation to be in. I'm just gonna say, I was. No, I'm glad it's brought a lot of people joy, but it was
time.
It's awkward for me to think about now. It's just like why don't we actually introduce people that we have on the server to each other?
Yeah.
Like that would be maybe a step up.
Fair enough.
I don't know. It was.
Sinlu says Joe and Ollie and Azuma and Pix were my favorite team ups in the crossover. Yeah, I really like Pix being hang out with X making the copper machine. That was really cute.
Yeah, and I really liked Pix hiring me to do that security system.
Mm-hmm.
Like that
Yeah.
actually was a lot of fun because I get to do some
Yeah.
cool stuff with the redstone audio tracking stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and later on I used some of that into my Guppy Geyser footstep detector.
Nightmare J says, "Why did this season end so abruptly? Many hermits hadn't finished. They had plenty of time.
I mean, the thing is though, a lot of
They've
hermits
been
were done.
discussing the end of this for a while now."
Yeah, yeah. The problem is like once half the hermits are done, it's
Yeah.
hard for everybody else to drag them along. Especially
Yeah.
because like the other hermits who are done are going to be like excitedly talking about their next builds and what they
Mm-hmm.
want to build next.
Also, I'd say like the only time you ever really got any, I say as a viewer,
Mm-hmm.
the only time you ever got you were actually aware stuff was like stopping was the moon one, and that was it. Like the all of the other seasons, it's hey, we're ending in a week.
I mean,
There you go.
we had a little bit more than a week, but like
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of down. Like we didn't have an end date set until
Yeah,
pretty close
like a
to the
month
end
ago.
date.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say I think it's less than a month, but more than a week.
but you did have a general kind of timeline.
We had a general idea it was going to be wrapping up soon. TM,
It
but
was mostly the discussion whether it was going to be before or after Christmas.
yeah, I think part of it too was yeah. So
Yeah.
it's fine. Safi says you're expected to be at least aware of the Minecraft community enough to know their names. What's the Minecraft community is like what is my
It's so many
Microsoft
people.
claims like 500 million people play Minecraft. I can't know all of them.
And
Like
also,
that's
Safi, with YouTube, Minecraft, so many people come and go. Like, Joe's met so many people over the years
yeah.
that it's almost impossible to remember every single one and know, like, their names
Well, but
against
I had never
their
met this
thing.
guy. Like that so
Exactly.
that's but like
Exactly.
the thing is it's like, I don't have a lot of time to watch stuff either because I'm busy
Mm,
making stuff and being a single parent. It's
yeah.
like I don't have time. Like some of y'all who like some of y'all spend as much time watching YouTube as I spend making YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So think about how much I get done and think about how much you watch and then assume I don't watch that much,
Yeah.
right? That's mm.
Everyone's talking about your CVs that you made.
Oh, the resumes. Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah.
because how do you introduce yourselves to people who don't
Mm-hmm.
know you? What are your yeah? I thought that was like kind of a cute way to be like, hey, since nobody bothered to introduce us, and I'm really annoyed, let me make a joke out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, this was not a good plan. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. And it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yep. But no, it's been a good season.
Yeah.
Pardon me. And your what do you call it? Elvira house is amazing.
Yeah, I really love the Elvira house. That's something I haven't figured out for next season. Um, I kind of want to build. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to live in a water tower at the beginning, like the Warner
Mm-hmm.
Brothers and the Warner
I was gonna
sister.
say, yeah. You could do Yakko's World from there.
Yeah. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic of
Dominican,
Caribbean.
Caribbean, Grenada,
Is it Republic? It is Republic
Yeah.
Dominican.
Grenada, Salvador, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, then
Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Bermuda,
I
something,
always get a
something,
bit.
San Juan.
Yeah.
Something in Guam.
And Guam.
But yeah, I am really happy with how the Elvira's House of Horrors came out.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping originally the mangrove wood was gonna be gray because in like one of the
Yeah.
earliest snapshots it was, and
Yeah,
so
it was grey.
and the house in the game is gray slatted wood, and so that was part of why I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this. That's gonna be my thing. And then it didn't happen.
And it
So I'm
turned
like, I
out to
guess
be
I'll do
bright
brick.
red.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, if it's gonna be red anyway, brick.
But the mud was a really nice addition, at least, on that.
Yeah. And that kind of iterative palette stuff is something I'm going to come back to next season. Oh, I didn't even remember how much stuff I had down in here.
Yeah, because the closest to grey wood we have is like the acacia, like outside.
Yeah, which is a
nothing
plank.
like in. Yeah, that would be really nice.
But yeah,
Yeah, basalt isn't the greatest though for that.
But yeah, this was a cute starter house. I never actually got to move.
Oh yeah, the new tough blocks are going to be really cool.
Our shulker over. Oh, I should probably
Tough
go
actually has stuff to do.
fly over some of these places and update the maps, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's...
That was really funny when you stole that shulker for a bit.
And
then they did nothing with it.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny. Doc and Korean did not.
Yeah. Did Grian have a problem with it? I thought it was just Doc.
I think it was meant to be for Grian.
Oh.
I think Grian helped him get it out of the... I know, unless that was another one, because they also got...
I think Grian was doing it
out
separately at the same time.
Yeah.
But it's just like, leave a sign. Like, we have a mechanism for if you don't want something messed with.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
Do not touch.
This is an improvisational comedy server. If you leave something really tempting around for days, somebody's going to improvisational comedy it.
It's like, well, this is just messing up. Like, is this a spare one? I'm just going to go and take it for a bit.
Yeah.
And the fact that it just kept replicating as well. That was fun.
Nightmare J says, I think people were too ambitious this season. Well, the thing is, we went into last season saying we're going to do the shortest season we've ever done. And after that, we're going to do the longest season we've ever done. We didn't know exactly how long, but we did know that that was the goal. And so we went into this trying to see what's the biggest stuff we can make. Or what's the stuff we can make that'll take us the whole season? Like Scarland took the whole season. And he could have kept adding more, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Total Chaos.
Yeah, Total Chaos is right next to Joe's.
Yep. I'm just going to fly over Cleo's, get a few more pixels updated on the map there.
Cleo's done such an amazing job.
Oh, yeah.
All of the new... what you call it? It's down. Statues in there. They've been really going hard at it.
Oh, absolutely. Nola says, "Gosh, I remember what a grind Total Chaos was to set up." Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Yeah, the split update for Minecraft is why we had such a short season 9.
Yeah.
Because we knew we wanted to start a new season when the world height changed. Yeah. And they weren't changing the world height until after...
The second one.
Yeah. Because we wanted to be able to build things with the new build limit, you know, which is one of the reasons why I went so ambitious. People are like, "What?" Yeah, back to the question of why was this season so ambitious in terms of a lot of stuff. Well,
because there was so much updated. You wanted to do so much anyway. Because the last season was so short.
Exactly. But yeah, like having the new build height was a challenge that we had never had before, and so we wanted to, you know, embrace that too.
Yep. Gotta love those caves.
Oh, and the caves are so wildly deep now too. Yeah, that's true. That changed too.
Yeah.
That was this season, right? That we got the ancient
you got
cities.
caves and cliffs.
Yeah. Whew. It's crazy because it feels like ancient cities have been in the game forever now. It's just been a really long season.
Yeah.
Matt Kimball says...
I think season 8 was the cliffs update, wasn't it?
Something like
that.
Not
the cliffs, the caves update. And then everything kind of came on.
Matt Kimball says, any thoughts on what you want to build in the new season? Yeah, there's a building from real life that I think I'm going to make my base. And it's got a really interesting landscape and series of parking lots around it. I think I'm going to turn where the parking lots are into a series of mazes and let the hermits each build their own maze segment. Like, anybody who wants to could claim, like, basically I would mark like, hey, here's a start point and an end point, and as long as these connect, you can do whatever you want inside of here.
Yeah, and the Alozina and Nola have said, yeah, the whole point of this update was that you were going to have like loads of stuff in caves, including the including the shopping district.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to put the shopping district under the donut in that lush cave, but everybody was like, nobody's gonna fly over my build, and people just don't want to do stuff underground because like you don't see it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
and unless it's like super, super differently lit, it's not going to look that great on videos all the time either.
Yeah, having sunlight and bright light is pretty big for Minecraft.
Very true.
NK says, I don't think I've ever heard this phrase, interesting series of parking lots before. Yeah, that was it was a thing. Like this was...
Safi asked me, did you watch Enjoy Secret Life? Yes, I did. I actually watched all of it.
What is that?
It's the traffic light side thing, like with Cleo and Grian and all that lot.
Oh, Clean.
Clean with Etho as well and all that lot.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I won't spoil it, but someone very surprising ended up winning it and definitely deserved it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Basically, it's last person standing.
So it's like Battle Royale.
It's like Battle Royale, but you have
Games.
3 levels. So you have green, yellow, and red. And green is you can't kill anyone, and like you can't trap anyone or anything. And amber is you can only. This is after you die, so you only have 3 lives.
So is amber the same as yellow, or is this a distinct? Is there a 4th level?
Yellow, yes, but
okay.
I mean, classically, traffic lights are amber.
Is it actually called the traffic light series, or is that just a fan thing?
That's just the fan thing.
Okay, so the fans call it amber, but the players would call it yellow.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then you got red, who are hostile to everyone,
mm-hmm.
and they can kill anyone, including the ambers, the yellow. Sorry. But yeah, it was very fun.
That's cool.
And at one point they had and during this you have to like do tasks.
Like Among Us.
A lot like Among Us, but you earn rewards for every time you finish your task, and you get hearts taken away if you don't finish your task.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's basically a hardcore world, that means a lot.
Mm-hmm. So you can't. Can you recover?
It's more like
from
Taskmaster. It is a little bit like Taskmaster, because it could be, pretend to be a chicken the whole episode, or sing your answers, or make sure you never have eye contact with anyone while they're speaking to you. There was one where Tango had to pretend that a torch was his imaginary friend, Torchy.
Ah.
But all of these tasks, you had to make sure, that the others didn't work out what you were doing. Because the ambers could guess what you were doing and win their task doing that.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was actually quite well done. So, yeah. Very, very good. And Skiz was fun in it, too.
Mm-hmm.
I like Skizman. He is good people.
Yeah, I've been enjoying him and Impulse's podcast lately.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
this sounds like describing a long dream. Yeah.
Yep. And we got our first tip of the stream rolling in. Let's see who that's from. Thank you so much to Shifty Pumpkin, who says, Happy Merry Badger. Also, Joe is here. Thank you, Shifty Pumpkin. Let me get that on the app. That is our first tip of the stream, so that gets us to 30 even. We're going to go ahead and say, howdy, y'all. Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. D-da-dee-da-dee, D-da-dee-da-dee. Okay. Icepick asks, I think this is the same person this same person has asked, am I going to be on Secret Life and am I going to be on Impiskiz's podcast? I'm not in charge of deciding who is on these things.
No,
It's,
they are.
you know, and I will say, like, Grian has repeatedly said that people who talk about wanting to be on his stuff don't get invited to his stuff. So just answering your question right now, I might be disqualified forever.
It's like
every time
HermitCraft.
there's a new season of Secret Life or whatever, and
Yeah.
I'm not on it, you can go, ooh, Ice Pick, should not have asked about all of these things that Joe might or might not ever be on, because now he will never be on them.
But it's like HermitCraft. Like, so many people just kept like saying,
Oh, it wasn't Ice Pick who asked about the life theories, so they claim no credit for that.
someone
Yeah,
else.
so whoever did ask, they can feel bad about that.
But yeah, it's like HermitCraft. If you're a content creator and you're like, I want to be on HermitCraft, you're probably never gonna be invited.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a thing. Oh. S Crystal says, I'll be honest, I adore Vault Hunters a bit more than Life Series. It somehow feels more chill. It's a lot more chill. I enjoy the Vault Hunters season or series right now because I'd never played it before and I wasn't really like, I've never watched it from the beginning of someone playing it. And also I think you guys are playing this very specific kind where everything is unlocked differently, because I find it really overwhelming when someone's playing with like an absolute ton of mods, and it's like I
think that's the default setting. I think that maybe you've just been catching people who are further into the series and
that's what I think. Yeah, like I said, I hadn't been
the research.
I hadn't been watching people from the beginning. So if I like, my first experience of it was like Iskal designing it, and I was like, okay, I'm well above my head here. Like, nope, it's good, I'm cool. And then I watched his actual Vault Hunters season, like series that he made. I think he's only made about 20 episodes of, but it was getting really, really good. So I'm really glad that you guys decided to play together properly.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited about this.
I'm sure that it's like got other people who wouldn't normally be into modded Minecraft, got them into it quite easily as well.
Shifty Pumpkin says, hey, you're trying to be an actor. Well, why aren't you on The Tonight Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Maja Laname says, will you continue streaming between seasons, like between season 8 and season 9? Yes, not only will I continue streaming between seasons, but I've actually got a ton of HermitCraft episodes that I've recorded, but I haven't had time to actually edit yet because I'm trying to frantically get my base done. Yeah, my two priorities were work on my base and be able to participate in the Habit tournament. And so now that the Habit tournament on Vault Hunters is behind us, I'm taking a break from Vault Hunters until HermitCraft closes. Once HermitCraft closes, I'm going to start editing all the episodes I have and get those out the door one at a time, but I'll also be streaming from the Vault Hunters server. Yeah, I was looking at the map and I was like, where's Doc's perimeter on this map? I had forgotten that I had mapped it when we had covered it with trees and stuff. I was like, that's going to be kind of annoying for people at the world download when they're like, where is it?
Yay. Well done going and finding that. Ah, Starland's so pretty. Everyone's really upset that Scar didn't get to finish it, but I mean, like, that's a big project that he's already done an amazing amount of work on.
I mean, Scarland is like the pinball machine. We were trying to come up with projects that would be like 18-month to 2-year projects, but I feel like either of them could have been 3-year projects because of just the fractal level of detail where every piece of it you can get more and more detailed on and refine and, like, yeah, in the future, I want to do more pinball builds in Minecraft, but that's going to be season 11, not season 10. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to focus on just playfield stuff, because the way that the...
Yeah, I would say you need to kind of work on your like pixel art kind of stuff, like those kind of things. Maybe map art as well. That'd be really cool.
Well, the idea would be that I want to do, I think in season 11. Once again, this is too big an idea to fit into what I also want to do in season 10. So in season
'Cause you need a
11,
rest.
I think I'm going to do just a series of play fields, just side by side without the whole cabinet. But they'll be the same dimensions, so that way I can get the map art of them, and then I'll run like a pinball store where people can buy the maps to decorate their bases with. And without having the back box overhanging here, then I can have the these bits actually show up right. I think that'll be good.
Yeah. That's looking good.
Yeah.
Nightmare J, can the world download be accessed on Bedrock? They have offered Bedrock downloads before, so
converting the world downloads to Bedrock is a problem. It breaks a lot of the redstone, and so one of the things that we want to be very upfront about is that decked out will not
stuff
work.
might not work. Yeah.
Because Tango is already like dreading having millions of children's parents writing
disappointed
in.
that it breaks.
I downloaded this Bedrock version of your map and decked out doesn't work, and that's all my kid wanted.
Yeah. And also when we in HermitCraft, when we had Bedrock players, we had a can't remember what it's called. We had a really
you
cool
had that relay
plugin.
thing.
Yeah, we had this plugin that let Bedrock players play with us. And I genuinely can't remember what it's called right now. But they couldn't access the nether
Bedrocky
roof.
Horror Picture Show.
They couldn't access the nether roof because the build height was different. And it was just blank. Nothing was up there for them.
Interesting.
And I don't think that's actually been properly fixed yet. So I've got a feeling that you'd have to edit the world a little to get anything on the Bedrock roof. On the roof for Bedrock for this update.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And so, yeah, there's going to be all sorts of little things like that that are just going to be straight up broken if we, Okay, I'm realizing when I set the height on this, I should have set it based on the top, not on the floor. So this a bunch of these are now wrong. Do I have a shovel on me? No.
Yeah, no. Tango's been an absolute building demon this season. Like, everyone forgets he did the Nether Hub.
Oh yeah, I love that Nether Hub. He did
and decked out at the same time. It's like
it wasn't at the same time. They were.
I know it wasn't at the same time. He was laying the groundwork for decked out, and he'd already planned it. Like he'd already built this properly. But just having two massive projects on the server. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to do another hub one season. But I don't have like a solid idea. And usually what'll happen is somebody will be like, I've been kicking around this idea for another hub. What do you guys think? And then we go, yeah, sure, go for it, But like I don't have that. It would be cool to do something that's like based on like a famous train station maybe or something long term, but because that's the thing is I like
Chattanooga Choo Choo.
I like doing models of stuff. Yeah.
We've never been to the Chattanooga Choo Choo.
Oh, I have.
Stay there one night.
Oh no, they turned it into apartments.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it used to be a hotel that was the home of Chattacon, and so I've stayed there tons of times. But yeah, that's why Chattacon got moved to some terrible hotel. Yeah, it was really cool. I'm sorry.
Oh wow. We've just got to find another train-based hotel place to go.
I know, right? But yeah, I would absolutely love to do something that like helps everybody on the server, like the Nether Hub, but just I don't have that spark of an idea right now. Let's see, if I was going to brainstorm, other things that I would possibly want to do would be the promenade. If I say the promenade, do you know which one I'm talking about?
Deep Space Nine one?
Yes. The Deep Space Nine promenade could be an interesting Nether Hub.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Base it on the UK train system with delays included, says Daniel Thomas. I built the London Tube once. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Nether brick works really well for the old 1900 stations that are cream and maroon.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, I love Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and
Yeah.
building a model of their promenade would be
I mean,
really interesting. You know, at the
there
time
are
it was
some
built,
big
it was the
Star
largest.
Trek fans in HermitCraft, so
Yeah.
you could get away with that. Like, you and Azuma could do that very easily together.
Oh, I didn't know Asuma liked Star Trek.
Yeah, he loves it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's been rewatching all of it in order.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time that the promenade was built, like the set, it was the largest television set ever.
Makes sense. Wow.
But I mean, they got 7 years of use out of it.
Yeah.
And like so much of the action of the show took place there. You know, it was a good investment, but like it was a big investment. It was a risk. You know.
Yeah, you could have the mini games at Quarks.
Yeah. Get a Domjot table. Get some Nausicaans that can stab you when you're young and idiotic.
There you go. Just give Corrales free reign.
Yep.
Note Queen says Badger knows what X loves, but X didn't know who Badger loves.
Aww.
Aww.
Tips are welcome via PayPal.me/Joe and YouTube Super Chat. If you, we are gonna have to pay for a wedding at some point.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Nashville? That's in America.
Oh my god.
Do you know what? That has been quoted to me every single day.
Oh, I bet.
Bless.
Yeah. Asuma is fantastic. Won't be coming to the wedding though. Does not like personal does not do public appearances.
No.
Cleo has also said she's not coming to the wedding because she
but
doesn't want to travel.
Yeah, but also, moving and having to pay for all that.
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah. It's fine.
They would have come if
it was in
they
London,
hadn't just
maybe.
moved.
Yeah.
No, they would have. They would have been happy coming over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it's this timing after moving and buying a house.
Well, I mean, given that we're waiting on the immigration stuff anyway, Cleo might be in the clear financially by the time it. Somebody says, let's see, Mahi suggests that the Nether Hub could be the subway station hideout from the Secret of the Ooze. I don't think that's big enough. Like, HermitCraft Nether Hub
needs to be like
kind of
Grand
has to be
Central kind of style. Yeah.
Now, the thing about the promenade, though, is it's a ring, and you can't fly through the center of it. I think a lot of hermits would get annoyed by having to fly an indirect path. That's the biggest problem with that.
I'd say a train station's pretty cool.
Yeah, a big train station could be really cool. Lakshmi13 says, "Hello, Badger."
Hi, Lakshmi13. I thought you were continuing.
No, that's the entire
Hello,
message.
Badger. Ay. Nola says, my cousin had a destination wedding right after COVID. I talked to him later and said, sorry, I didn't make it. He said it was actually a calculated move to have a small wedding without explicitly not inviting anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've got 50 cousins, and there's just no possible way to
I used to
invite
think that was a crazy number, and now I know that I have 23.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, though, is I would say let's invite all of those, and whichever ones actually fly across the United States, or fly across the Atlantic, that's fine.
I know at least one would.
Yeah, well,
so
let's
cool.
Bring them over. But, like, yeah. I'm going to need some torches, I think, or glow lichen or something.
Yeah, this time last year, I thought I had 5 cousins. Well, 4 cousins.
The world keeps growing larger.
Yeah. Next, I'll find out quite how many more my grandfather had.
Mm-hmm.
How many more children he had. Turns out my mum was the eldest of 13.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah. That's crazy. And she grew up as an only child. So it's a real kind of holy mother.
Yeah.
But super crazy for her. Ooh, Basil Hunter, would a section of Babylon 5 work as a nether hub?
You know what might be?
You could always have, the space docks where you would have, like most Star Trek's films would start.
Yeah.
You could have that.
Maybe. Oh, I was actually just thinking, what about C Lab? Is there a place in the C Lab that would be big enough? Because I do love C Lab 2021. Which is why I'm always humming, if you're looking for me, you better check under the sea, 'cause that is where you'll find me, underneath the sea lab, underneath the water, sea lab, at the bottom of the sea.
Nice.
I've
only ever seen that once with you.
It's a really bonkers show. The guy that made it, Adam Reed, went on to make Archer, which actually just had its finale, like after 13 seasons yesterday or the day before. He apparently got the idea to make Archer after he sold off the production company that he made C Lab with, and had a bunch of money, and was like, I don't really take a lot of breaks. Why don't I just go to Europe and hang out for a while? And then he saw this guy sit down at this table of attractive women and buy a bottle of wine, even though he didn't know them, and like start talking. And he's like, "That guy's so smooth, he could be a spy." Oh wow, maybe.
That'd be cool.
It'd be cool.
How about I do that?
What would a comedy about a guy like that look like?
Yeah.
And so yeah, Rolling Stone asked him if he had any plans after Archer. And he's like, "I think I'm just gonna go bum around Europe again and see what comes up. That seemed to work well last time."
Back to the wedding stuff. Nope Queen says predatory pricing of the wedding industry does make me want to chew on the walls. Yeah. Yes, it does. Basically, nothing to do with our wedding has been labeled as a wedding, apart from getting quotes for food. At this point.
Well, the catering company that we would be working with is like people I've known for a decade, so they're not going to gouge us.
No. Which is good, but like my dress isn't a wedding dress. Like none of the stuff we have is like labeled as wedding stuff.
Yeah, we're looking at possibly booking the chapel at my university or my alma mater, and that would be relatively cheap, even though it's for a wedding, because it's the sort of thing that they do for alumni as a favor, expecting that we'll be nice when they come around asking for money. Which, in fairness, I have given some money occasionally. Not, a lot, but,
Yeah.
It's...
You're not one of the whales, but you're...
I'm not, no, but, like, I definitely will kick them a couple $100 a year or something, Yeah. And so it's I'm in good standing.
And if they say no, we'll just get married in
at the pinball bar.
Pinball bar, which I'm not against.
Yeah.
They have aircon.
Yeah, they do. Apparently not all wedding venues are air-conditioned in Europe.
Yeah, that's...
If you can believe that.
Especially, like, it's very likely it's going to be a summer wedding. So...
I hope it's a spring wedding. I want to get married now. I'm tired of you living so far away.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks so much. Especially my best friend, who is my maid of honor, is Scottish. And she complains in London when it gets to, like, 25 degrees. Or like 76, I think that is. Yeah. So yeah.
Clash the person says, "What's the least wedding location you'd still accept to get married at?" We could get married on the lawn behind my apartment building if we had to. Yeah. Like, the landlord probably wouldn't notice if we, were quick about it. But I mean, like, I'd prefer not to have everyone in my apartment after. It'd be, but yeah, And then there's also no rain plan because we couldn't have the wedding inside the apartment. Even with a
Yep.
small number of guests, it would be too much.
Yep.
But yeah.
So, yeah, my poor friend Lee, like, she is not gonna. She'll get off the plane even if we get married in winter and it's over 70 degrees. She'll sit there and go, what the no.
It's too hot.
What is this? No.
Oh, whoops.
But it's cool. We just get her delicious vegetarian food and get her drunk. That's all we need to do.
Next problem.
Yep. There you go.
Okay, I'm realizing I was not following the line here properly.
Oh no.
I feel like there's just going to be an extra ridge on that part. We're just going to have to accept that and move on. Like, I'm not going to go in and remove those blocks.
Fair enough.
Oh, actually, I'm realizing I might have to because I will not be able to see what I've done and what I haven't done otherwise.
Nope Queen says, my sister's wedding was planned for April of 2020, so when the shutdown order came around, we called the pastor and got them married in our living room that evening. Yeah, I know a lot of people that did that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, I know at least 3 people who had, like, big 2020 weddings planned, and they literally just went to the council and got, like, a registry office wedding as soon as they could, with, like, they didn't even need witnesses at that point as well. So a lot of them just went by themselves.
Salem says, my sister's wedding was at an old manor house with like 7 bathrooms. It was pretty, but the best part was the quantity of bathrooms.
Yeah, I was going to say, yep.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Ink Curious says their dad was in the middle of 13 kids. So there were 100 uncles, aunts, and first cousins at a wedding of something.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky that not many of us are having babies. So I don't have that many, like, second cousins and stuff coming up. So that's cool.
Nightmare J says, does the machine work? Well, the primary goal of the machine was to teach me to understand how pinball machines function, and it did achieve that goal, so.
Yep, and Ren was a good pinball yesterday.
Yeah.
He enjoyed it.
Yeah, he had fun.
Anyway, I'm going to go on a health and safety break.
Okay.
So I will see you in about 5 minutes.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and keep placing blocks here. So yeah, this is kind of supposed to be a retrospective on the season. A little bit of a look back at previous seasons as well. We got kind of a little bit derailed with wedding stuff. So yeah, thank you for your patience, y'all. It is something that we are thinking about, though, actively. Because, okay. Clam meditation apparently also comes from a large family. How does one become a pinball? Flying around in here aggressively. Howdy, Personal Zombie. I don't know if you saw Personal Zombie, but your name is on one of the tokens downstairs now. I mean, there's not stairs, but core concept. Let's see. I'm going to wait to bring this all the way across because I'm not sure how shallow it's supposed to be. Pepper says you could have the wedding at a public garden. I don't think we have public gardens the way you're thinking. Maybe that's... 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Mechanical Astra. Hope your oatmeal is enjoyable. Like, getting married in a like national park or a state park in the United States is actually like more expensive than most other places because like they have a bunch of fees and stuff. When will the pinball machine be finished? Wednesday night. so let's... What about the botanical gardens where you got my engagement photos done? That place is super expensive. Like, I'll send you a link to Cheekwood. Cheekwood is beautiful, and I would absolutely love to get married there, but that is one of the most expensive places in town to get married. So also, just as a reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so I think that this will be where it comes all the way across. Personal Zombie says, my sister got married at my grandma's house, and it was still ridiculously expensive. Yeah. Because the thing is, if you're going somewhere that already has chairs, you don't have to rent a bunch of chairs. If you're going somewhere that already has tables, you don't have to get a bunch of tables. But, like, in some ways, doing it in somebody's house is actually... Or, like, at a random place that doesn't have the setup for it. Like, if you're doing it at a public park, you might need to bring in a bunch of porta potties because you're bringing in more people than the facilities are designed to accommodate, you know? Like, it gets weird, you know? The economics of this stuff don't always work out exactly the way you might think they should.
Hello.
Hello. Howdy, Badger.
I now have Ribena.
Yay.
I see you posted the link to Cheekwood.
Yeah, somebody was like, well, if you're trying to save money, why don't you just get it married at the same place that you shot your engagement photos?
And it's like, no, that's about $5,000.
Oh, that's like the cheapest option there. Like, oh my gosh, if we wanted to really get married at Cheekwood, like to do it right,
grand,
we could spend 30 or 40 grand.
Yep. Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Clash the
guerrilla weddings.
Yeah, Clash the person says, how do you feel about the season overall? It's certainly been a massive one. I feel like this season was huge success. I feel like this was a good pivot for a lot of us. Like, the TCG really pushed beef in new ways and got us playing together in new ways. Decked Out got us hanging out together again in the lobby, which is just a great thing. We're talking a lot about how to recreate that kind of let's hang out and maybe play some games together experience next season with new mini games and new experiences. We learned a lot about building at huge scales. Some people are like, okay, I got enough of that. Some people like myself or Doc or Scar are like, oh man, I've got a better sense of what I can do in a given amount of time now, but I want to do big things again, you know. Yeah. 'Cause the big thing is that my next base will not be this tall. That was that I learned a lot about just the amount of time I spent placing blocks. I did not understand how long building this
even just doing the
would
framing. It was like,
yeah,
okay.
And that's why in my future pinball builds will just be the playfield. I'm not going to deal with the cabinets again. I built a pinball cabinet. I learned a lot, but yeah, definitely don't need to be doing that again.
Pepper Basanji says, just looked at a botanical garden that has a rose garden in it for $800 for 3-hour rental. It is just a garden, not too bad for what I saw. Yeah, the problem is I cannot get married outdoors in Nashville. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. The weather is going to be against us because my family and friends are British.
Yeah, we don't want everybody passing out on us. The other thing is, it might be...
We don't want heat stroke.
Yeah, the other thing is with like some of those things, it's $800 for renting the garden, but then they're like, okay, then it'll be $400 to put the chairs out. It'll be X amount for the tent. You have to have their chairs,
and you have to have all of their stuff.
Yeah. What do I think about the season in terms of season compared to season 8 in terms of length? Do you prefer a long or short season? I feel like it's healthy for us to have a mix of both. We knew when we launched season 8 that was going to be our shortest season ever, and we explicitly said we're going to do a long season after that. We didn't know exactly how long, but we were committed to saying like, okay, we're going to try both sides of this and see what we learn from it. And I think that's the most important thing, is that we keep kind of experimenting and learning as we go. But I would prefer more time. So some hermits, though, they're like, I want to do one big project a year and then immediately start completely fresh. But what we ran into was the people that want to do shorter seasons want to take off like every Christmas for a month. But for a shorter season, they're like, I really want to do a 12-month season, but I want to take 6 weeks off. And that puts us at a 10.5-month season, and 10.5 months is too short. So we're probably going to end up doing 18-month seasons in the future, 18 to like 15 to 18, 15 to 20, something in there. Probably not another 2-year season. But everybody kind of agreed that like doing the season 8, that was too short. That's not what we want to do unless we're forced to by Mojang's weird release schedule, which is kind of what happened there.
Yeah.
And we've kind of decided we're not going to let Mojang dictate our update cycle anymore. We're going to kind of just do what we want.
That's cool.
Okay. Morning, Luna Sapphire. Dave Spiritor says, I'm glad there will be more pinball builds. That's going to be a season 11 thing. I'm just going to warn you. I think I'm going to take next season off of doing pinball builds in HermitCraft. I'm going to probably stream some other pinball development. If I can afford a wood shop, then I basically, as soon as I can afford an actual space, I want to start building physical prototypes. I feel like I have enough understanding now to start on that sort of thing. But that's limited by finances. So, you know, realistically right now, I don't see that happening in the next year. But if, you know, let's say season 10 does amazing and all of a sudden I've got way more cash, it's like, okay, cool. I can actually build a real studio with a wood shop and, you know, start prototyping this stuff. On the craft streams, then I would love to do it. Otherwise, I might do software, like virtual pinball development of the deep field layout, and kind of, I want to get some sort of prototype of it built in the next year. But that's going to be separate from my HermitCraft series. That's going to be its own thing, either way.
That's good. Always good to have a plan.
NK says, y'all are allowed to have server mandated holiday breaks. The problem is that some of us have more time during the holidays to play than others, right? So some of us might have other obligations that we don't have during the holidays, and we're like, oh, awesome, I can play some more HermitCraft, right?
Yeah.
Whereas other people are like, oh, I just want to completely shut off. So if we shut off the server every Christmas, like, especially, you know, like right now, not everybody necessarily is able to do YouTube full time, you know? And so, like, I keep seeing people suggesting we add people to the server who are not full-time YouTubers. Like, if we say the server shuts down over the holidays, people who have full-time jobs aren't going to benefit from that. That's actually going to be worse for them. So, yeah. So I don't want to have a server shut down every holiday. Especially because, like, my daughter goes away to her mom's for half of Christmas break, and that's, like, a real bummer for me. And I'd rather have, you know, people are like, well, why don't you just travel or something? It's like, well, I'd rather, if I'm going to travel, I'd really rather travel when I have my daughter with me and we can do stuff together. I don't, like, and also I don't have a lot of money for travel, you know. This last year has been the biggest travel year of my life, and the only reason for that was the immigration process prevents Badger from visiting the United States while the fiancé visa is being processed. Yeah. So I went to London in March, and then we both met up in Canada in October. And if I wasn't engaged to somebody who lived in another country and wasn't allowed to visit here right now,
we wouldn't have been able to afford it at all.
I mean, I couldn't afford it. I ended up having, you know, pulled some money out of my retirement fund to do it. But, like, I can't go a year without seeing you. Like, I'm just not. I don't know.
It was fun too, even though it was like 4 days, but it was good.
In London, I feel like it was more than 4
5 days.
It was 5 days. Yeah. And then in Canada we had a whole like Saturday to Saturday, I think. So
Yeah, that was lovely.
but yeah, so that was great actually getting to travel for a change, but realistically, like most of my life, if I was traveling, it was like some sort of work trip.
Yeah.
Or most of my adult life. Will I leave my deck in my decked out room? If I remember. If somebody wants to remind me on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a tip rolling in. Let's see who it's from. Drew Baca says wood shops are expensive, so tips are welcome at paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, Drew Baca, for that. So let's see. 10 gets you one face camera expansion. 30 gets you a... Wait. Yeah. 10 gets you one expansion. 30 gets you a second. 50 gets you a third. Okay. Because, yeah. So here we go. Expand Joe. Do-do-do-do. Numero dos. Even larger Joe. Do-do-do-dee. Numero tres. How about I have a larger face? It's my favorite Nicolas Cage film. Face.
Face.
I'm going to take his face off.
Face off.
Rusty the Paladin says, doing the pinball machine with Create Mod would be amazing. Would love to see the pop bumpers move. That'd be fun. Luna Sapphire says, will Deep Space be finished? I like to think it's infinite, so probably not. Asteri says, I know the feeling. My partner lives in the U.S. and it isn't fun. Yeah. Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah, it's great fun. What do you mean?
NK says, CNC setups might be a cheaper alternative to a full wood shop, but the learning curve can be a bit steep as a freshman. I think CNCs are also a lot more expensive than, like...
Yeah, CNCs are like 20 grand.
Yeah, like, I think I basically need a drill press...
Yeah.
And, so basically a drill press will get me started. Because
a drill press and, like...
sawhorse, so...
Yeah. You just need a decent worktop, so...
I basically just need a place that's covered that I can generate sawdust without, like, getting lung cancer.
With a decent shop vac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's open source CNCs. Building a CNC machine would still require a workshop, probably.
Yeah, you'd still need quite a lot of woodworking tools to make one.
Like, there's a bootstrapping process here. But, like, yeah. I mean, honestly...
If you had a CNC, you could make infinite CNCs.
Yeah. Honestly, like, what I'm realizing is 90% of this machine is just drilling holes.
Yeah.
Like, drilling holes and cutting slots. And half of the time you could do that with
drills and Dremels, to be fair.
Yeah, like, if I need... Like, if I just had something to hold the playfield, and then I could mark and then hand drill the holes on the prototypes. Like, I don't... Even a drill press is probably more than I need. Now that I'm saying it. Like, yeah. But... It's, Why is that not placing? Oh, there it is. Okay. But yeah, just having some place that I could work and generate sawdust safely would be... like 90% of it.
Yeah, and I would definitely be using that too. So
yeah, I'm very keen. Like one of the other things I've been looking at is like, okay, even if I went and got the stuff, like, I could sign up to work at a makerspace and I wouldn't be able to stream or film there easily.
Yeah.
But I could at least do like parts of the
Yeah, you could do updates.
What I was imagining is, like, I could do, like, the drilling of the playfield there, and then come back on the craft stream and actually put all the star posts in and the rubber bands and, attach the flipper coils and, like, for just building a prototype. there's ways to do it that aren't on stream, where parts of the process could be on stream.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
But yeah. The big thing with the maker spaces is well, when I didn't consider them too much in the past because Corinne was too little to like hang out with me at them without hurting herself, and now she's older, so I guess that would be fine. But like,
And
it
she
was
can
one of
do
those
her
things
own
where it's like
things as
I
well.
never had any time to go to one where I wouldn't need to hire a babysitter. And it's like
Yeah.
if I'm spending
Not
more on
extra.
a babysitter for each visit to the makerspace than I'm spending on the makerspace subscription or whatever, or the membership, like that's its own problem. But yeah, she's getting older now, so I have more options.
And also with me around as well.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting there will be another adult in the house finally.
Yeah, exactly. You can go whenever you want, and I can do with Corinne. It's cool.
Microbird says, I heard you like CNC, so I built a CNC with my CNC. Disclaimer, I do not own a CNC machine. I just enjoy ancient memes. Thank you very much. That puts us 15 away from the next face camera expansion milestone.
Nice.
Nola says, the library near me has a library of things, so I was able to borrow a drill from them for free. Well, part of my problem is I don't have a place to use the drill where I can generate sawdust and ventilate properly. So I kind of need... I need a space. There's nowhere good in my apartment building. Like the last apartment I lived in, I paid like $12 a month for covered parking. So if I wanted to, I could just set up a sawhorse in my covered parking spot. And what? I could just...
I went to that covered parking spot, and yes, I'm just laughing at the idea of that being there.
Well, because there was an electrical outlet in one of the posts too, so like I could have just set up there, and even
that was for like hoovering your car or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, but in Tennessee it rains I don't feel super comfortable doing a lot of outdoor woodworking.
No.
Without having cover.
Also, you'd want climate control anyway because of the sheer amount of humidity.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You wouldn't want to do woodwork outside in Nashville because the humidity is no joke.
Yeah. Technologic says $12 a month for parking. Cries in high cost of living cities. Yeah. Well, that was the thing, too, is, like, I remember we had some friends visiting from New York, and they were like, what, you have a covered parking spot? And I'm like, yeah, I know it's $12 a month, and I know it's a bit of a luxury, but it's only $12 a month, so I figured, I'll just pull the trigger on that. And they're like, $12 a month? A covered parking in New York is $40,000 or something insane.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the thing London, on-street parking where I live, like literally on-street, where you still have to pay extra for your insurance, because they're like, well, you're on the street.
Yeah.
It's something like £3,000 a year for it. And that's literally just outside your house. That doesn't include anything else to do with your car.
And Microbird says, wait, $12. Well, okay, I will say, in fairness, part of the issue was that they had all these covered parking spots that they built, right? Like, they built these covers for the cars, but everybody was just parking in the normal parking lot because they were trying to charge $60 or something initially. And so but like the thing is though, they were running out of other parking spots. People were parking on the lawn, but there were big signs under the covered parking, like assigned parking, do not park here, you'll get towed. So people were parking on the grass, and eventually the landlords were like, the amount we're spending on the grass getting torn up. They're like, hey, we're doing a Christmas special. If you lock in this rate, it'll last for the remainder of your lease. And I was like, I'm locking in that rate right now. Because it's about to get cold, and I don't want to have to, what do you call it? Like, where you ice scrape my car anymore. Yeah.
Finarang says, could you do something like Glowforge, or is the play surface thicker than what a desktop laser can handle? The problem is with Glowforge is that it's super expensive, and you need to have ventilation.
Yeah, that's the big thing is I don't have proper ventilation for the space right now. Hey, Goran writes Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Goran and Kelly, a.k.a. Barbie's little sister, are going to be joining us on December 21st, playing Marley and Fred in our Christmas Carol. BadgerSpanner, who is here with me today, is going to be joining us on the 22nd to play the Ghost of Christmas Past. We've got Mr. Hardluck coming in on the 23rd as a Ghost of Christmas Present. And I will be wrapping up our Christmas Carol for this year on the 24th. All at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. 4 days in a row of reading the original Charles Dickens Christmas Carol. So hope y'all will join us for that. But yeah, it's great to see you hopping in the chat there, Goran. We are just making some concrete powder to work on the apron of the pinball machine at the moment. Microbird says, "Who needs ventilation anyhow? Adapter overcome." I've got this. My digestive problem is linked to an esophageal problem that makes me really susceptible to particulate matter. So even without the lung cancer concerns that having an improperly ventilated space, I will not be able to function safely in an environment where we're not doing this stuff right. So I'd rather just do it right.
Yep. Even spray paint and stuff like that. Like, no. Full respirators and stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
NJ says, "My coworker and I took a field trip." Ooh, did you go to the Crystal Caves? That's a really cool field trip. They have stalactites and also, wait for it, stalagmites.
Mites? What?
It's amazing. You should go, NJ. It's real close. It's just like up there in the Poconos. Bring your coworker. They love mountains. Who doesn't?
Love a good mountain. Mm-hmm. Burp.
Kaleidoscope System says, "The reading of A Christmas Carol in 2020 is when I first discovered Joe Hills, and I'm so thankful for it." Oh, thank you. I'm glad. Clam Meditation says, "I'm so excited about the Christmas Carol." And Personal Zombie says, "I'm so hyped for that." Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited to have Goran joining us. Goran has been in a lot of serious productions of A Christmas Carol, and so I'm excited to have somebody who's so experienced working with us this year. Although I don't believe Goran has played Marley before, or if so, not much. So this will be fun. Why are the stalags so indecisive? Who knows? Tortino says, "I thought season 9 was over. What's happening?" The server closes on the end of the day on the 20th. Just because
Season 9 is
Grian or
closing?
Mumbo ended their season doesn't mean that the season is over for everybody. We get this every year, and this is one of the reasons that it's fine if people are like, "Well, I'm traveling, so I'm going to put out my episode for the end of the year." But just because their season's over, not everybody's.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other really iconic locations that could be nether hubs. I don't know, maybe the pit from The Wire and just have an orange couch in the middle.
Yeah.
It's like, "Joe, why does your nether hub look like a housing project in Baltimore?" It's like, because it's an homage to The Wire, one of the greatest television shows of all time. "Joe, this is why we don't let you build the nether hub." We're going to have Pearl come in and clean this up. No, urban renewal.
Stonehenge is too small. Stonehenge is tiny.
We could build a larger scale Stonehenge. Yeah, because I built a Stonehenge model once at Cubs Golf Course.
Yeah, the real ones. Itty bitty. I think most tourists would be very disappointed when they go and see Stonehenge.
Gordon says, "I have not played Marley. I've only played age-appropriate roles during the time I was doing the show." Yeah, I mean, Scrooge is supposed to be old, but Marley was supposed to be dead for a while. So, well, no, I'm just saying,
yeah, exactly.
Marley isn't necessarily super old. I forget. I think it was 8 or 12 years past, maybe, that Marley. So,
so they could be about the same age at that point.
Because, I get the impression.
Because Marley was older.
Oh, Marley was older than Scrooge to start with. Yeah, you're probably right. So that's true.
But time has, crept up by now. So Scrooge is probably about the same age as, or older than Marley was.
Mm-hmm.
Salem has the recreation of the cholera epidemic of 1854's first epidemiological map by Dr. John Snow.
That would be the
Do you know
perfect
what?
nether hub.
I didn't take Joe there yet, but I should. One of my favourite pubs is the John Snow in Soho, and it's where he found a well that was spreading cholera.
Ah, very cool.
Which is super cool. There you go. Nice little tidbit there. Hello, the Charlie and Raven Show. Just reminded, Note Queener says, Mammoth Caves Nether Hub. You've just reminded me
That's in Kentucky. We could go there.
Yeah, you've just reminded me that dripstone, you can make mammoth tusks with.
You think I should make like a big woolly mammoth?
A giant mammoth, yeah. Ribena.
It would be cool to make the Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville.
Oh yeah.
Because it's got
build
a
the
Saturn
rocket
V
first and
indoors.
then build it around it.
Yeah. So build a giant Saturn V. Building a Saturn V would be a real fun challenge in Minecraft. But a lot of people have done it already, so it doesn't really feel like. But I don't think anyone's built a Saturn V hanging from the ceiling on its side. But that could be a really cool Nether hub idea because it's like a really long room. The problem is, like it's along one axis, so it would really kind of be dependent on the server having one axis.
Oh, the next time we go to Huntsville, I really want to go to the Lost and Found thrift shop. They basically they buy bulk loads of lost luggage from the airlines. And sell everything at like cut price, which is kind of dodgy, but that's a thing. But the reason I want to go, they're the people that found what's the name of the goblin in Labyrinth?
Gobbo Abbey.
I love Gobbo Abbey though. Dang it, I can't remember his name. But they found his Muppet. They found his puppet in lost luggage, and now they have him like in a glass case. And they found so many, like, I'd go there as a museum rather. Hoggle, thank you, personal zombie. Hoggle. But yeah, they found Hoggle's puppet there, and he is in a bad state because latex foam disintegrates.
That stuff decays. Yeah. The Red Letter Media guys have a few of the original Gremlins on display in their studio, and they're constantly having them like they're having to like build new ways to
them up.
Yeah, they're having to build new ways to like stand them up because this any way you try to stand it, they'll start like breaking around it. It's like
you have to keep patching them up with more latex, and then it just adds to more weight. But yeah, it's crazy. Joe, was your green outfit on purpose for the green screen? What?
Well, so this is actually... So Twitch has a policy against transparent shirts, and I think that's unfair. So I'm wearing this in direct violation of their policy. This is actually why I'm never going to make partner on Twitch, because of stunts like this.
And the fact that you don't want to sign a
contract. I'm not going to sign a bad contract. Okay. It's like, I keep thinking we have enough black concrete powder, but I also know I'm going to get up there and be like, why didn't I make more while we were down there? Technologic says the contract simply reads, please wear clothes. Okay, thanks, bye.
Please.
No.
Oh, Basil says, I was kind of unimpressed with the unclaimed baggage when I went there. To be fair, like, it would just be, hey, we're in Huntsville, and this.
There's other reasons for us to go down to Huntsville anyway. Like, they have
and there's loads of pinball places.
And there's the Space and Rocket Museum.
And it'd just be, hey, oh, we're driving past this already. Why don't we just pop in?
Yeah.
It's a good place to buy suitcases as well.
Oh, I actually... I need to look at that. Because, like, yeah, my luggage is starting to get worn out.
Yep.
Okay, so this is black concrete.
45 minutes outside Huntsville to the northeast. I mean, that's... Well, it is a little bit out of the way of where we would be driving.
It is out of the way, because the interstate is to the west of Huntsville. But,
yeah,
like,
it is.
I mean, here's the thing, though, is for the next... Like, until we get your green card sorted...
I'm stuck.
You're stuck in
the
America.
US.
We might as well see all of it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind driving the extra bit. So we can do something different. Although we don't have a car at the moment because it got rear-ended. So tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Once Badger gets here, it's gonna become a higher priority to replace the car.
Well, indeed. Because yeah, like really simple stuff like going grocery shopping and stuff, I won't be able to help out with unless we have a car.
Yeah. Luna says, "What happened to the car?" Oh, well, the bumper's right here.
Oh.
So yeah. Whoa. This thing is really unwieldy. It turns out. So I'm just gonna set it back down.
Basil says it's between Huntsville and Chattanooga. I mean, those are two places where we drive
we would want
between.
Go anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what happened to the car.
So yeah.
Personal zombie. Oh, good gravy.
Yeah.
Turkey gravy is not good gravy. That is a hill I will die on right now.
The Steri says, "Who would have guessed something that's not designed to be easily carried by a person isn't easily carried by a person?" You know, I like to think that I'm a pretty logical person, but I'm also really busy.
You just
I don't
broke the back thing.
Oh, I did. Dang it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely need more car than just that part.
Yeah.
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 It's like one of my favorite kind of viral videos is some guy in the middle of a field finding a piece of a car and going, oh, I found it! Now we can fix your car! And then they walk around and then the car's completely totaled. Nice. And they're like holding this intact piece and it's like, okay. Yes, Nope Queen, beef gravy is the gravy.
Well, IMAX says, "Why do you keep it in your office?" This was the only room with enough floor space. It's huge.
Yeah.
Once we get a garage, it'll go in the garage. But I don't know if we'll ever be able to afford a garage because Nashville home prices are insane.
Sausage gravy is not real gravy. It is white sauce. If you make essentially, if you're doing it with a roux where it's going to be white, that's not gravy. It's a sauce. Another hill I will die on.
Okay, so let's place these. And last batch. Welcome, holy macaronis.
Yum. It is real delicious, though.
Did I wash the bumper off yet so I could paint it? No.
Nope.
It's not that I keep saying, or my instinct is to be like, no, I'm too lazy to do that. It's not that I'm lazy. It's that I have a million things to do that are higher priority.
So we need to buy primer for it as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, paint won't stick.
Yeah. No, I've got some primer and stuff. It's just more that like I have more important things to do. Like, and so this is one of those things where it's like I'll get to it when I get to it. You know, like.
Yeah.
It's just. It's not going anywhere. It's not attached to a car anymore. So, yeah. Okay.
Yep. Dave Spritzer says, since moving to the South, I've learned that they love putting cooked flour on other cooked flour, and I respect that. Yes, they do. Being celiac in the South, isn't great for that. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Amelia Nort said, I was shocked when I saw a typical American gravy. Yeah.
There's a lot of different kinds of gravy here.
Oh, yeah. There are.
So it's not like they're uniformly all one thing.
Mm-mm. But yeah, no, I have very basic taste in gravy, to be fair. Like, I like making my own, but in the UK we have a very, very good brand called Bisto, where like you can't better it, especially if you add like your own meat juices to it from your roast. Works good. Num num num.
Num 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 num.
Note Queen, if you don't start your gravy, brown gravy or white gravy with a roux, I will fight about it. Yeah, no, you have to start with a roux, but because it because you add so much to it to make it white, that's what doesn't make it a gravy. It's like a meat flavored white sauce. Is gravy supposed to have dairy in it?
I don't think so.
I think white gravy does, but brown gravy definitely doesn't.
And it looks like we're coming up on the hour-and-a-half mark. So just as a reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. I saw we just got a new $5 Patreon patron. That'll get you access to the Discord. I do send those invites manually, usually within a day of receiving the signups. So keep an eye out for that in your Patreon inbox. But obviously right now I am in the middle of a stream, so it'll be a little
Might be a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a roux? Yback says. It is when you add fat and flour, and you add it at a very, very low heat and whisk it together so that it becomes a thickener. Basically, it's the base of bechamel and a lot of different kind of things, white sauces like that.
Clam Meditation says, I keep kosher, so I only have kosher versions of things, and I'm always learning about how the non-kosher versions are totally different. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And Technologic says, don't start a row over a roux now. Muscle Bob says, Badger's being very diplomatic. Most British people will not accept white gravy as a gravy. That's fine. Badger knows when to be diplomatic and when to get in your face. That's one of the things I appreciate about Badger.
And it's mostly in your face, to be fair.
Yeah. 99% of the time, if Badger has a concern about something, diplomacy is not the priority. And I appreciate that. I appreciate direct people.
Yeah. But yeah, Clam, there are loads of really good kosher gravies out there that you can experiment with.
Why am I not? Oh, home keys. Yeah, there we go.
Especially if you just use, instead of milk, you use oat milk. It's basically the same on that when you need to add dairy to sauces. Queen Dart Lady says, I feel like gravy isn't something worth not being diplomatic about.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you can start a roux with just vegetable oil if you need to. And vegetable shortening. That's absolutely fine. But it's really cool because like a lot of my Jewish friends who still keep kosher, they use a lot of, because vegan food suddenly got really big over here. It's like it's not technically like blessed, but it's definitely non-dairy. So, you know, you can mix and match that kind of stuff.
That's cool.
So it's easy that way. And especially things like vegan cheese. Because before, like, a lot of my friends didn't have anything that they could, like, put on a spaghetti or pasta and stuff if it had meat in it. But nowadays, like, you can just go to the shop and get, like, vegan parmesan and stuff like that. And it makes such a difference.
Parmese vegan. There's something... I'll come back to that.
Yeah. But yeah, before it was just, like, nutritional yeast. And yeah, it's nice. It works very well with that kind of stuff. But it's nice having like a slightly creamier texture. Food.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of times I don't eat before these streams because like it's just such a rush in the morning.
Curly Parmesan says, "Did someone say Parmesan?"
Welcome.
Hi. Be fair to Americans, American electric kettles are slower than British ones. Yeah, that's because British ones have 240 volts going through it.
Yeah, a lot of volts.
Yeah.
That'll do it right there. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Microbird says, so what I'm getting is British folks not only have strong feelings about tea water heating methods, but also gravy. In the UK, a lot of the time you would make gravy like out of a packet mix with just boiled water from a kettle. So it's very similar.
Yeah, I usually will buy jars of gravy. But when we needed the kind that Badger could have, the celiac gravy, I think that was a powder mix, right?
It is, and it's really, really good. Yeah, the gluten-free brown gravy that you can get from like Kroger and Publix and stuff is really decent. And you can make it thicker if you want to do it for like poutine, because you want a thick gravy for poutine.
Yeah. Oh,
you don't want the chips
so
to go
delicious.
soggy.
Yeah. Well, that's one of those things I always want to make in the winter, but Corinne hates it. And I'm like, oh, it's so good. But like, I'm not going to make 2 different dinners, so I just end up not getting it.
Yeah. Hey, as someone with many British grandmas, gravy packet mix is absolutely fine. Like, a lot of the time, unless you are making a full roast, like if you're just having sausage and chips, sausage and mash, like you're going to use a proper like Bisto. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Oh, NK says, when I was a kid, I didn't know the difference between the salt shaker and those giant sugar shakers at a diner and put sugar on my mac and cheese. I was devastated, and all children would be.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, Bisto Best is amazing. And it's gluten-free because a lot of Bisto isn't. I have, in my lifetime, I have had 5 British grandmas.
Wow.
Because my mum has a very complex family history.
Yeah, so it seems.
Yeah.
So
I've had more British grandmas than most, I would say.
So come in 9, maybe? Actually, what's a better way to do this? Sorry, I'm like... Okay, this comes in like 2 blocks past the edge of the flipper. So we're going to come to 2 blocks past the edge of the flipper there, and place a block. We can always refine this later. And then we came out 5. Oh my gosh, it's hard to count these blocks though because they're so similar looking. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Astro Cypher says, wow, I've never had a British grandma. Well, I've had so many on purpose. Like, I can have them for you.
There you go. Okay. I'm gonna need to get some water buckets too on this. It's fine.
I've had a grilled cheese sandwich with apricot preserves and I think it was brie. There's loads of cheese that goes really well with sweet.
Yeah, brie and fruit together is delicious.
Yeah, and in the UK we have Christmas cake, which is like fruit cake, and it's always served with cheese.
That's cool.
Like you can have Wensleydale, which is more kind of mellow cheese, but a lot of people prefer it with like sharp cheddar. Like proper mature cheddar, and it works so nicely with it. And I hate Christmas cake, like really, really bad. I can't stand it. But I will just, if there's cheese, I'll have the cheese. Isn't cake already a dessert lasagna? So clan meditation. Yeah. That's pretty much. I know trifle is definitely dessert lasagna. trifle is definitely lasagna because it's got the layers. And you can get sweet pasta dishes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. Definitely an acquired taste though.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. Wensleydale always reminds me of Wallace and Gromit. Yeah. It is the 30th anniversary of the Wrong Trousers this week.
Oh, wow.
And they actually saved Wensleydale as a company in the UK because they were going under.
Really?
Because, yeah, it was. They make a very specific cheese, which is quite. I wouldn't say an
Pungent.
acquired taste, but it just fell out of favor
Mm-hmm.
because it's like this quite soft, whiter cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, after Grand Day Out came out and they mentioned Wensleydale, they saved it completely. Like the company were in profits straight afterwards.
Oh.
Clan Meditation says, is mincemeat an actual meat? No, it's not. Mincemeat in the UK, it used to be known as mincemeat because it did have some meat in it. But nowadays we just use suet, which is just like fat from meat. But most of the time it's vegetarian. It is literally just candied fruit and alcohol, basically. And because I don't like raisins and things like that. I am not a fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I know loads of people that as soon as mince pies come out on the shelves, they eat them every day.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have them hot as well with a bit of custard. That's what a lot of people like. And you can have them with ice cream as well. So that works.
Good news, everyone. We got a tip from Mel rolling in for 10, who says, gonna head to bed. Thanks for the insomnia content. I cast Expand Joe. That does indeed put us $5 away from our next expansion and the entrance of the Joust. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat.
Oh, Powerpuff Girl Steph says brandy butter and mince pies. Yeah. Brandy butter was always my favourite thing about Christmas. I used to have it on like chocolate cake or something like that because I couldn't eat the mince pies. But yeah, it's lovely. And it was like a special treat when I was young as well because it didn't have that much alcohol in it. It was like, it wasn't like having a drink.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like the equivalent of like, not quite kiddie safe, but you know, it was a British kids kind of treat every year.
Mm-hmm.
That was the most alcohol they would ever like have as a kid. Hey, Ooze the Muse.
Ooze the Muse. Good morning. Also, good morning, Morty. Glad you could join us today. We are just placing some blocks, getting the apron in on our pinball machine here. I'm really happy with how this is coming along. Oh my gosh, it's so dark though. I've got the brightness turned all the way up, and I cannot see where I'm placing the
black
blocks
on
at
black.
this point. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I thought I was gonna be so clever putting this post here. Nope.
Yeah. And it's like, no, you can't see it.
No, that was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got to hang out with Ooze the Muse at PAX. Hey Ooze, did your coworker's kid get that card? How did that go?
Ooh.
Yeah, because apparently one of Ooze's coworkers' kids is a Joe Hills fan. So
What?
I signed a card for them.
Wow, imagine being a Joe Hills fan.
I know. In this economy.
In this.
Let's see.
Wyback says we always used to have turkey on Christmas, and my family finally decided we were tired of it. So now we started having other interesting meals on Christmas. Yes, yeah, I hate turkey. I don't mind it like rotisserie turkey. That's fine. But yeah, the way that my family has, like the way British people make turkey, nah, I'm good.
Awesome. Real quick though, Personal Zombie, thank you for the 5. That gets us evenly to our next face camera expansion milestone. Y'all have seen that money go straight to my head with each milestone we hit. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the Joust. Boom, 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 boom. I did realize, I was like, I hope Gorin has chains. I guess I can wave these chains myself, but that feels like they're Marley's chains. Like I feel like the actor playing Marley should do it. But you know what? It's okay if Gorin doesn't have chains. We can work together.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
Clan Meditation says we had Chinese food on Christmas a few times, just for the joke. Also, because Chinese food. You say that nearly every Jewish friend I have goes for a Chinese meal on Christmas Day because it's the only place that's open. And
And
it's great for that.
Ooze the
Oh, and
Muse
Ooze
says, "Oh
replies.
yes, I totally forgot to message you. Sorry. No need to apologize. This is just the first time we're running into each other. Apparently the kid thought it was super cool, and he's extra hype because he now has a card his sister doesn't, and she collects sports cards. Okay, well, just so you know, if the sister also likes HermitCraft, we can get that resolved in the long term. But if it's just like, oh, my sister loves cards, but not HermitCraft, then yeah, no sense. Cool. Well, I'm so glad that he is gonna enjoy that. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm one of those people, like, I don't mind turkey on sandwiches and stuff, but like it's not like when I'm thinking like, ooh, what kind of meal should I make? Turkey's never the first choice of like
No.
entree. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll eat like a turkey burger or something if, you know, sometimes, but that's not like my first choice either there. Dang it,
But yeah, no,
Jen.
I'd
That's
say
just
like the best turkey I've ever had was actually at yours, and it was
oh, my
just like
parents' turkey or
no, definitely not. It was fine. It was better than my parents' one, but no, just the rotisserie one you got from Kroger, I think.
I think that was rotisserie chicken. They don't have
No, it wasn't. It
rotisserie
was turkey.
Was it?
You had rotisserie turkey. It was definitely turkey because I was the one that had to strip it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Normally they don't carry that, so that must have been like some sort of weird one-off or something. Because they definitely
It could
have.
well have been.
What was it pre-cooked?
Yeah, it was proper rotisserie. It was
Yeah.
already cooked.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like they definitely have rotisserie chickens that we would buy all
No,
the
it was
time.
definitely turkey.
Huh.
So I don't know whether it was from there or whether it was from.
That must have been like a holiday thing or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was around like it was winter, so yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe they were just trying something different because that's not the sort of thing they would normally carry. So I'm a little.
Yeah.
Who's the Muse says, thank you again for being awesome and taking the time. Hey, it was no problem at all. Like, I mean, I come to PAX for stuff like that, you know? Like, I personally love going to PAX to hang out and chat with y'all, but, like, the way I justify it from a financial standpoint is, you know, I'm making kids happy and stuff, so.
Yeah.
Because it's like, Joe, should we really be spending this much money to go drink with your friends in Philadelphia? No. What's, you know, so it's like, I can justify like, okay, well, I'm going to go and sign a bunch of things for people and do a panel and create positive experiences for other people. That's how I justify the expense. But then I am also, while I am there, going to go drink with my friends. So it was great hanging out with you, Ooze, as always. Manatee Gag says it was a business trip. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but there was like a lot of work getting done. So I don't feel like that's like, I don't feel bad about that. Okay. We need to probably throw some more torches down around here as well real quick. Boop. Okay, so other season 9 stuff. You know, there were some mini games that didn't get quite as much attention as Decked Out. I really liked Corellis's Octopus Dropper game from early this season.
That was really cute.
And then I really enjoyed XP Crafted's I Spy game. Although I thought he was super clever with hiding all the things in the sign. I was like, oh, what a twist! And he's like, no,
And
Joe,
you're like,
you just...
I beat the system. No.
Well, I didn't think I beat the system. I thought like... I thought he was. I thought that was like the twist. I thought he had intended it that way. Like, oh, you got to be really clever to remember to look around. Like the game is about looking around you, and so it's like you got to look up and you see the sign.
That was great.
I was like, oh, that's so smart. He's so brilliant. What a... And he's just like, no, I'm not that smart. You broke the rules. And I was like, what? No, make better rules. Okay. Yep. So this is gonna turn and have like a little edge here. There's like a notch on either side of these.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very funny when they were like, how did Joe get such a big score?
Well,
Huh?
it was a possible score.
It
Apparently,
was.
it was within.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm still missing some, but I feel like I'm closer. Yeah, but nope, not quite. Okay, I need to go get more blackstone, I think, to fill in that gap. But let's keep going with the concrete powder because we're making progress. Nola says this season is so long it's easy to forget the beginning events. Remember when everybody crashed Corrales' house and threw a party? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's part of the fun of HermitCraft is, we could just do that.
Yeah, he
Imagine if
still
you
has
lived
that
close enough to
disco.
your friends to just crash up, to throw a party at their house.
Uninvited.
Sarissa says, I thought you seeing the sign was a bit. No, I really thought that was his. Because I was like, as I was playing the game, I'm like, I'm not getting a lot of points. There's got to be some trick to this I haven't figured out yet. Because I'm getting like a quarter of the possible points, and I feel like I'm doing everything right. So, ergo, I must be doing something really wrong. What am I doing wrong here? I'm like, oh, he hit a bunch of them in the sign. Okay. That was very clever. Hats off, XB, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Storing the Wordle ghost in Corrales' attic was fun. Yeah.
That was great. I like the fact that Cub took one of your Wordles.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the museum.
Lost Cult Music says, my intro to Joe was the Swedish Rickroll. Actually, April Fool's was my intro to Many Hermits. That April Fool's thing was great. I would love for us to do that again.
Yeah.
This pumpkin thing, that trick-or-treat thing, was supposed to be similar, but I didn't... Jevin set it up weird. I didn't understand the instructions, and I had just come back from a trip, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna... I'm like, I'll get to this when I get to it, and then before I knew it, I had missed it. But...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did Wordles at the world border, didn't you?
The Wordle
And then the
border.
Wordle border moved.
Yeah. I knew that Doc was trying to move the world border without anyone noticing, and so I set that up so I could film it happening.
Yeah.
And
didn't you miss it?
No, I got it.
You got it.
No, what I did was I knew roughly when he was going to do it, so I just kept recording myself.
Yeah.
I recorded that same bit like 15 times until he finally moved it in the middle of me saying the stuff I was going to say.
And you were like, oh.
I would just, but basically, if I said the whole bit and it didn't move, I would restart the whole bit, and then I used the take where it actually moved.
Memories.
Yeah. But yeah, Doc is like, the world border is just slightly inconvenient for my perimeter. Can we just push it back, like...
Just push it over a little.
Nobody even has to know. And I'm like, I'll know. They'll all know. They'll all know.
The walls have memories. The Wordles have memories. That was fun. I keep forgetting that was still this season.
Yeah, that was... I really enjoyed re-seasoning the axolotl for Halloween. Although, like, honestly, I love the Sadako one so much, I never
you just like
switched
didn't
it to the
take
Christmas
down,
one, because I'm like, oh no, this is just the best.
And even a couple of hermits actually got it as well, so...
Yeah.
Which is better than some of your builds.
Yeah, or like, people are like, why is the HHH theme so weird? I'm like, well, it's a parody of the True Detective Season 1 theme. And people are like, oh yes, all children are familiar with this. I was like, I don't make this show for kids. They just happen to watch it. That's their problem.
Yeah.
Get cultured.
It's for the adults.
Yeah. It's fine. I'm fine. But yeah, I did like, seasonal changes around the ghost forest too. That was a lot of fun. I kind of left it in eternal spring with the new cherry blossom update to kind of celebrate the update, but having it go to Christmas or like snowfield and then spring.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Because it started off like in summer, I think, and then I transitioned it to fall. So we did all 4 seasons over the course of 2 years here.
Queen Dark Lady says that's how I feel with my with my Halloween decorations too. Yep, I don't bother taking mine down half the time.
Muscle Bob says the Wikipedia page for Ship of Theseus contains no characters from the original edit. Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant. One of my favorite nights on this earth, I will say. I went to a BBC Radio 4 recording at a theatre where I used to work, like years before this. And I found out the special guests were going to be Marcus Chown, who is a really good scientist or modern science writer. Shappy Corsandi, who is a really cool comedian that I knew. And then it was Terry Pratchett.
Ooh, Terry Pratchett.
Yeah. So we went, okay, no, we have to go. We'll go to this. This was amazing. We sat and watched the whole recording, and it was like 2 or 3 hours of just them sharing like their favorite things and stuff like that. It was really cool. And then there's a bar downstairs, and we were like, hey, we'll just hang around with other people. Like, it's unlikely that anyone's going to actually stay around apart from the audience, but it'd be cool if they did. And Terry came out and started chatting to everyone and had Rob with him. And this was when Terry had he'd been diagnosed with Alzheimer's for about 2 or 3 years. So he was a little, he was mostly still there. And I finally got the courage up to go and talk to him. And Lee, my best friend, literally pushed me over there because I was going to regret this if I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
And we sat there and I was quite rockabilly at the time. I didn't have my pink hair yet. Well, I'd already had my pink hair, but I'd grown it out. So I was like dark haired with like red lipstick in 1950s style. And he turned around and complimented me on my kind of vintage appearance and stuff like that. And he was talking about, how things come back in fashion, and it was amazing, like talking with him about that. And then he turned around and started telling me about his hat. His hat is not his original hat, but he's replaced it so many times that it's still his hat,
Yeah.
It's like...
People just think of it as his hat.
It's like the Ship of Theseus.
Yeah.
But we have an English equivalent called Trigger's Broom. And Trigger's Broom comes from It Only Fools and Horses, which is a British sitcom. And Trigger is a character who is a street sweeper. And he has this broom. And he talks about, oh yeah, I've had this broom for 30 years. It's done me really well, la la la. I've only replaced the handle 10 times and the brush 20 times.
Yeah.
And the discussion is like, is it still your broom then? And it's brilliant when it goes through that way. But talking about Trigger's broom and the Ship of Theseus and like Terry Pratchett's hat with Terry Pratchett was just like one of the best times I've ever had in my life.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's so incredible, like, living in London, how many people you get to just meet and see.
It's the same with Nashville. Nashville's very similar.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess part of the problem is I don't really leave the house because,
Yeah.
like, I'm getting better about that now that my kid is older. But like for
Mm-hmm.
just the last 10 years, it's like anytime I wanted to go somewhere, I either needed to take a child or pay someone to watch a child. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert: I did not have money to pay someone to watch the child. So I just basically was not necessarily a shut-in, but like I didn't really go anywhere or do anything for a decade.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was just getting old enough for me to start going out again when the pandemic hit. And it was like, well, great.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Love that.
Hmm.
So, okay. Let's try and find some pictures of, like, how this part of the apron is going to work. Marcus Specialties Stern Apron.
Meow, 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 meow.
Okay. If I had to keep filling up creeper holes, is it the same landscape? I don't know.
There you go.
Okay. Well, before we work on this next bit, I'm going to go ahead and grab this map here. Let's see. We've been going for about 2 hours now. Just as a reminder, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. We are currently $20 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. Okay. This definitely helps it feel more like a pinball machine, like having the apron overlay in. It reads better, especially once we punch the holes in there for the cards. I'm gonna have to get some carpet, I think, for the cards. Curly Parmesan says, "What's your preferred method of tips?" PayPal has the best rate or whatever.
Because YouTube takes a chunk.
Bigger chunk, yeah, especially for currency conversions. But all support is appreciated, no matter how people, whatever's easiest for them. Yeah, I appreciate it. Okay. So, trying to figure out how much lower this would be. This is another one of those parts that I didn't build it out because I was planning on buying one, but these are like $90.
Yep.
And so I never bought one. And now I'm just like, oh, it would be so much easier if I could just measure where the holes need to go and stuff on this.
Yeah.
But
oh well.
Whatever, I'll make do.
Whatevs.
Whatevs, isn't it?
Whatevs, innit?
Okay. So that cutoff is right around. Oh my gosh, this is now completely black because I haven't punched the holes in to indicate where stuff goes. Okay, so this is... Okay.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Actually, I'm looking at this bit though, and... These are not aligning. I screwed this up somewhere. So I think I need to remove... Oh. That was not a good way to do that.
Uh-oh.
Apparently every part of this I did wrong somehow.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah. I love finding stuff wrong at the last possible second. No, it's not the last possible second. We got until what, like 36 hours from now? It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Look at how much we got done in these 2 hours. It'll be great.
Fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a torch here to indicate. Oh my gosh, this is. I'm like trying to walk in a straight line to stay aligned with that first torch, but I'm not sure if I did it or not. Gosh. Probably. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out where this needs to come down here for the lower part of this guide, which I think should probably be... it's hard to tell on this one. I'm trying to think, like, of other machines. IPDB, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Let's just take a look at
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtles in a half shell. Okay, wow, these are all promotional photos. IPDB Deadpool. This is also almost all promotional photos. Okay. Zoom in. Wow, that's a really high zoom picture. Okay. Okay, so this does not look like it's a huge distance lower.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's that cute picture of you with Terry Pratchett.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Okay, so it looks like maybe this is like 1 or 2 blocks lower. Not much. So let's come down here, then, and put a torch right there, and right there, and then we can cut them across like so.
Cool.
I cannot see where these boundaries are.
Oh no.
It's just like, it's a mystery to every Joe. Okay. So I'm trying to think what else happened in season 9 that we might want to talk about.
And the main thing I would say is Decked Out too.
Yeah, the thing is, because Decked Out just happened, I feel like we don't need to retrospect
you don't need
on
to
it
do
much.
too much on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Poor Tango. Everybody's going to be talking about everything but his hard work. Work harder earlier in the season, noob. Yeah, imagine if Decked Out had been something that basically, you know, happened before the King storyline. And, Alexa says, I like the King storyline with the getting the quests infrastructure in. Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
That was something that we had talked about. Like, we needed ways to encourage people to do stuff like that for years.
Yep.
And
he wanted some kind of alternate currency from the start anyway, and having that add-in worked really well.
Shards, yeah. Real quick though, Carly, oh my gosh, I can tell I've been streaming for 2 hours because I'm like
stream brain.
Yeah. Okay, give me a second. We're just gonna. Okay, here we go. Woo! Reading. Curly Parmesan writes, in my dream last night, you ran a brick and mortar board game store, but I was so indecisive on what to buy that I rudely kept you open late. So I donated $100 to your store. When I woke up this morning, I knew what I had to do. I hope y'all have a great Christmas, and thank you for the art you've created throughout the season. And then Curly Parmesan actually gave us $100. Woo! So that's 5 face camera expansion milestones. Here we go. Expand Joe. Do. Lowering the Joe opacity to 80%. Numero dos. Even larger Joes. Da. Lowering the Joe opacity now to 70%. Numero tres. Expand my face. Da. That's 60% Joe opacity. The most obnoxious face camera expansion milestone, the Tony Stark helmet cam. 1, 2, 3, 4. How about we expand some more? T. Joe Eckhilsberg in the house at 50% Joe opacity. And each Nissan she go, 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 expand Jost. Do. So thank you very much, Curly Parmesan, for that, getting us to 42% Joe-pacity. Let's go ahead and make sure that we've got the, yep, okay, high resolution camera is on. So you should be able to see those individual eyelashes. I grew those myself. Those are not press-ons. Worked hard on them, and I want them to get the attention they deserve.
Yep.
Thank you, Curly Parmesan, for making sure that happened. Thank you for supporting the arts and my work in particular. If anybody else would like to support the show, here is that tipping link. We are now 20 even away from the next face camera expansion milestone. Oh yeah, is Suma doing that that huge thing, that box game that we were inside of?
Oh yeah.
What was that called? Bed Wars.
Yeah.
Bed Wars was fun.
Rush.
Bed Wars Rush.
Well, his original game was called Rush.
Oh, okay.
And then Bed Wars kind of took over. Yeah, that was super cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's setting up a kind of proper game server thing for that soon.
Oh, that's cool.
So that'd be cool. Yeah.
Let's see. So this is 1, 2. I can't tell how far things are because everything is all black.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing
yeah,
that you would
he's
have.
called it Tunnel Rats, hasn't he now?
Tunnel Rats, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Cleo and I, along with our pal Pause on Pause and Zisto,
Yep. Played the
Team
original.
Tunnel Rats. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Boom, 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 boom.
But yeah, no, X did kind of go pretty heavy on the King's Task stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, apparently he didn't actually get recompense properly.
What? The king didn't pay him. I think we need a better system of government, maybe. Is it too late to overthrow the king? Okay, actually, that's where that cuts off there. And then we're going to have that come up one here. How far does this go? To here? Yep.
Goes all the way. Nope, Queen. X, do you play Bed Wars? Sad, pitiful Brit voice. I invented Bed Wars.
That's a really good British voice. I don't know how you manage it.
Hello, YouTube. Izuma here with a really exciting farm for you today. Did Sausage and Cleo inherit the royal debt? Oh, yeah.
Oh no, Cleo left the game. I was gonna bother Cleo about this. Cleo, it turns out Asuma never got paid for some of his King storyline tasks. As the current owner of the castle, I think you need to make that right.
Oh no.
Oh gosh, I cannot see anything. Okay, yeah, it's like, did I place the block there or not? It's impossible to tell.
You know who else plays Bed Wars? You know who else invents Bed Wars?
Bed Wars.
Bed Wars? That's in Minecraft.
Millie DQ says, percentage-wise, how close are you to done?
What do you mean done?
I mean, yeah, season-wise, I think we're like less than 1% away. Wait, did I have... I can't tell if there's a step up here. Yes, there is. Okay, good. I did the step up.
Step up. Step up.
Yeah.
At least a misplaced block won't be noticed. It will from below.
Yeah.
Poor X, he's never going to live that down.
Okay.
I literally get that quoted to me every single day. Nashville? That's in America.
1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go all the way out to there. And then, yeah. Okay, perfect. And then 2 out this way. Okay. Yeah, I almost want to go through my playlist of videos from this season and just see if there's any highlights that we forgot to talk about. But since I'm kind of also trying to place blocks, Badger,
Yeah,
would it be okay
I'll
if
go
I
through.
sent you
I'm
the
literally
playlist?
on YouTube right now, so yes, I'll do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we had Gemini Tay hosting HHH with that huge ocean draining thing. I did spend a lot of time draining oceans this season.
Yeah,
I really
that was a lot.
love stuff like that. It just helps me zone out. And obviously, my biggest problem is overthinking things. So anything that gives me an excuse to not do that, I'm going to lean into way too hard. Okay.
And don't forget, we read Dracula this year.
Yeah, Dracula was this year. I really, really enjoyed that. That was so much fun.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see. We talked about the egg hunt. We talked about secret fools. We had the guppy
Did you
geyser.
talk about the egg hunt? I don't
Well,
think
we kind of did we? Maybe not. But yeah, that was another thing that like Jev just like
Jeff did a really good job on that.
That was
the guppy geyser.
Guppy Geyser was this year. It's been memorialized.
The one time you actually impressed Tango.
Oh, I know.
Yep, that was a thing. I like how after the Guppy Geyser episode was the abandoned shulker, and then the next one, mistake!
Yeah. Womp womp.
Womp.
We talked about that, yeah. Let's see. Oh, no concept of when to stop. That was when I built out that yellow tunnel for like months. I just gotten a...
Yep. And sorting out the TCG stuff as well. That was pretty big in the early series.
Yep. Not false. Cleonite playtesting. Oh my gosh. I am definitely getting tired. Yeah, we're probably gonna wrap up the stream. Let's say 15 minutes on the hour.
X had that little Minesweeper game.
Oh yeah, and
that was really fun, but a real pain to actually step back up.
Yeah. Okay.
And you repopularized the galloping blocks bug.
I discovered that independently of whoever else found it. So yeah.
I would say that you re-engaged interest into it because you found it independently. Total Chaos, of course.
Needs to be narrower. Yeah. Total Chaos was a lot of fun.
All the signs that you had to make for the king.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun too.
Yeah. With your patent sign blocks that were falling blocks.
The self-destructing, or like not self-destructing, but like rapid disassembly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the charity event.
Yeah, that was this year.
That was this year. Well, this
season, yeah.
Yeah. You guys did well.
I still don't have a beard.
No. True.
Queen Dark Lady says, I would argue Dracula was this season, not this year. Yeah, no, that's fair. We're trying to do a season retrospective, but we keep conflating.
Yeah, keep conflating the years.
Yeah. Okay, let me look at this. So
yeah, you guys actually celebrated Halloween on the other server for that one. Wow.
Oh, were we on Empires for Halloween?
Yeah, you were.
Okay. And then they were
and you with all of the cats.
Oh my gosh.
So many cats.
All
so
killed off camera.
Many. Yes. Very, very much so. Okay. Oh, and you and Quinn doing the streams and serenading all of the hermits. That was a big thing.
Oh yeah, the sweeping in and
Mm-hmm.
singing to people. That was fun. What do we call that?
And
Sing-song ditching?
yeah, we call it ding dong ditch.
Yeah, well, we were sing-song.
There you go. Yeah. When Doc lost all his wardens on the roof.
Oh yeah.
There were like, what, 30 of them or something?
Oh, it was it was a lot.
Yep. Crazy.
Somehow I didn't get the killing blow on any of them though. And so
You
like
didn't
when we were playing
count,
stat poker, yeah, I was like, somebody's like, how many wardens have you killed? And I was like, it might be 12, but like it might not.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it doesn't matter if you're the one that whittled them down. It matters if you're the one that
Yeah,
killed
exactly.
them.
Yep. And you found the first camel, and then had to stop for a few days and discovered they'd already brought loads of them home.
Yeah, it's like, thanks guys. It's fine. Nobody's upset by this. I wasn't actually upset, but I was just kind of like, really? Like, okay. I was really hoping to get this one home first. But
Yep.
whatever. Okay.
My favourite bit for a while was when you had the "Don't do drugs" sign,
Oh,
and in the
or
middle
it was
of you
winners
taking it
don't
down, it
use
said
drugs.
"Do drugs."
Yeah, winners don't use drugs, and it just says use drugs.
Use drugs. And that was when the Empire's lot were there. And they were like,
that was the only time I
"This
really
guy?
completely got
What
Ollie.
guy?"
Yeah, because early in that episode, I was like, I just can't out-weird this guy. And then I took him over there, and he's just like, I don't know what to do with this. My brain. I was like, nailed it.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So many cats.
Okay, so that's going to be a little bit wider a gap than... How many blocks wide is this? 3? Okay. So then we're going to come in from here about 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to have that go like that.
I love how, because of your face, I can't see the black. We can only see flesh.
Flesh. Oh. Savior of the universe. Dun, dun, dun. Flesh. Oh. He'll save every one of us. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. I'm going to hold the map in my offhand here so I can actually see what I'm doing. Because this is like its own whole thing. This is... I'm also... Yeah, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. This doesn't feel like enough of a cut in. Maybe it's fine. Map in the offhand.
Map.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so from the back corner here, though, we're going to have another kind of cut in like that. So it's going to go like boom. Yeah.
Mr. Bungle says, I learned a lot about pinball from you this season.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah. All the pieces.
Give me the pieces of a pinball machine. Gonna build my American dream and drift away.
Ender Ninja, I think you're missing a 0 on that. Gets yeet at 6 miles an hour into the machine.
Yeah, the ball goes...
Although Ren was taking it slow.
Yeah, the ball does go like 90 miles an hour off the flipper.
Yeah. Super crazy.
Mm-hmm. I would also love to see Ollie as a guest again on HermitCraft someday.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see more like streams of just you two as well, because the
big
the
group
Mario
stuff I
Kart
can't keep up.
Yeah, The Mario Kart stuff, it's been great, but it's really hard to actually hear you guys properly because you're all kind of screaming over each other.
Yeah, it's a very loud crowd.
It's a very intense group of people, yes. But it comes to something when, like, you and Ollie kind of are the quiet ones in that group.
Yeah.
Dave Spritzer says, I feel less bad about not being able to follow the ball well when I play pinball then. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at this and not sure that these are not the dimensions we want. This has to be... Yeah, it shouldn't be bumping into that. Well, it should be lower down. Also, apparently, I've got it sticking out on this side.
Merp.
Okay. Like, just looking at these images of how these cards go in here. That needs to be a lot. I think these are supposed to be like 3x5 cards. Not sure.
Ender Ninja says, I want pixel riffs back on HermitCraft, if only for more. This time on HermitCraft, me. Yeah. This week on HermitCraft, me.
Yeah, I'm gonna open up. Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't this season, but I really enjoyed doing the Joe Hills recap as picks.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was great fun.
Okay, let's launch.
Oh yeah, Note Queen says, you know what happened this year? Joe getting anviled while looking up pictures of himself shirtless.
I couldn't lose to Scar.
Yeah, you are the champion hot guy.
Yep.
The hot guy.
Okay. So let's. I'm gonna save this.
You are the Tumblr sexy man.
Okay, so we're gonna save this picture. Into that folder, and then we're gonna open it up in Photoshop and then try to measure this. And then Photoshop's gonna crash because it apparently can't open JPEGs.
Wah, wah,
okay, wait, here it is. Finally. Oh my gosh. So the dimensions on this is at a slight angle, but this is 230 by 408.
Is sexy man supposed to be pronounced with the same cadence as Slenderman? Yes, it is. Sexy man. Sexy man.
Yeah. Skiz is like, I don't know why you always pronounce my name Skizzleman. And I'm like, that seems like how to pronounce it. I don't know, buddy. Okay. So I feel like there's I could find what those cards are called. Pinball machine rules cards. This is the sort of thing that I could have had these cards. I could have bought some of these and measured them, or just measured them when it was custom apron cards. What are the actual dimensions? Here are a few tips on resizing to print. Okay. Typical star card sizes are as follows. Oh, there's not a standard size. Spookies are 6 inches by 3.5. Ballies and Sterns are different. Oh my gosh.
So you gotta pick one.
Yeah.
I mean, you based this on a spooky, so
yeah. So 6 inches is, oh gosh, 6 inches 2 centimeters is 15.24 centimeters. 15.24 times our scaling number of 2.37 is 36. So it's 36 blocks wide. And so what was the other dimension I had there? 3.25 inches to centimeters. 8.255 times 2.37 is 20 blocks tall. Okay. So, oh good, it's dark. Oh good, it's not dark.
Oh good.
Do I have 20 blocks worth of space here though? I'm actually kind of starting to worry about this. We should maybe fly away real quick so the mobs despawn. Eating a pork chop. Anything else in the playlist this year? Stuff we worked.
No, we're pretty much up to date with like decked out and stuff from
Gotcha.
then.
Okay.
Yeah. And your travelogue videos as well.
Travelogue, yeah. Got to go to London and Canada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so this is part of the problem right here, is I built this way too high up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything faster than punching carpet, right? Shears are the same speed.
It's pretty much the same speed.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to have the corner cut here. Then we're going to go across like that. And we're going to go across 36 blocks. So, function F3.
Yeah, Basil Hunter says water might be slightly faster than Mercia, but because it's on top of loads of like torches and things. Yeah, don't want to do that.
Okay, so 47 minus 36, I need to go to 2311 over here. That was it. 2311 is here. And then, but actually though, this is going to be kind of cut out, so we need to, here we go.
Oh yeah, Pearl had a shop that sold overpowered shears at the beginning of the season.
That's true.
Yeah, they were very overpowered. Love them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they had very silly names, which, you know, I appreciate.
Yeah, they were good.
Mm-hmm. I still like seeing the random, like, frogs and axolotls on the server that are the ones you named.
Mm-hmm.
And they came from your shop.
Oh boy, I'm realizing that this corner here is going to have to be steeper than the others, which maybe means all of them should be that steep.
Pardon me. That is my chair creaking while I get comfortable.
No problem. I could also... Yeah. I feel like this is too much, so I might just, in the interest of simplifying this, just kind of make, instead of going, what is it, 7 or 8 diagonal, like, just have this be this many, and then that'll still look okay. Those spooky cards are like extra wide compared to the stern ones anyway. This will be closer to the stern dimensions, but not exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I cannot see the ground to figure out where I'm working. Okay. So if I had, how many on the diagonal here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means we're going to have to start cutting over about here-ish. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, Now I've got comfortable. Cat has decided that she wants to sit on me.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Many benefits of being comfortable.
Yay.
Mm.
Okay. Hey, we got another tip rolling in for 10 from Electra310, who says, I saw your pinball machine progress on the tour yesterday. It looks so good. I agree on the fact that the months of crossover and decked out was time well spent. Can't wait to see what happens in season 10. Thank you very much, Electra. Yeah, did I formally say last call for tips earlier? Because I said we were going to wrap up around 11.
I can't remember.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and call this last call for tips. We are 10 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. I am going to have to go eat lunch so that I can record Beef's TCG Island thing is today. And so I've got to...
Sounds fun.
We can't just stream indefinitely. That is not a streamed event.
Nope.
I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. And are you doing Pearl's bingo thing as well?
Yes. I am kind of disappointed how many people were like, this is my last HermitCraft episode of the season, but they put those episodes out before, like, Pearl and Beef's things were announced, and then they're like,
Well, I've done my episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see, this brings it up to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3.
Everybody loves secret bonus episodes. I know, right? They'll be fine. Make more episodes, you cowards. Okay. So yeah, last call for tips. We'll wrap up in a few minutes. I'm just going to keep placing some of these because this is nice and quick work, but this is going to give a big visual impact in terms of how the machine reads.
Yeah.
As a pinball machine.
And a ninja says, make more episodes, cowards. Is a great line.
Vintage Beef left the game. Oh, he's probably busy getting ready for
I was going to say his actual thing. Yep.
Yeah, he's very excited about this. It's a battle royale trading card game thing.
Yep.
Where we have to hunt around.
It's been a while since you guys did like proper TCG because Decked Out really took over, didn't it?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, that trading out all those cards really killed the momentum because it was like such a hassle. I think Beef really should have had a better system for that, and I don't know exactly what that would be, but
yeah, apparently I fumbled when I was reading earlier. Make more cowards is also a great line, but make more cowards. Make more cowards, you episodes.
Yeah. UD says, is this watermark usually on the stream? Yeah, it gets bigger when the face camera expands. Or the face camera expands, it gets more transparent as people tip. We are $10 away from our next face camera expansion milestone. I was about to post the link again, but I already said last call for tips, so I'm not going to post the link again. We are wrapping up in just a few minutes here. I need to go grab more string, it looks like, so I can finish this. I might be AFKing at the spider farm over lunch and grab a string. I don't think anybody has a carpet shop.
No, I don't think so anymore.
Beef has a wool shop at one point, but I'm not sure.
I don't think most things have been restocked, to be fair.
Yeah.
Your eye is too big, says Skeleton playing the piano.
I mean, it's a normal human size eye.
Yeah, it's, you know.
It's just how big eyes are.
Can confirm. It's a completely normal sized eye.
Completely
Beef's
normal
wool
sized
shop is still active, says Amanda. It's ticking. The whole screen.
Well, that's because people paid for it to get bigger.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so when people pay to make the camera bigger, the camera gets bigger.
Yeah. It's called doing a bit.
My cat didn't want to sit on my lap because I didn't have a duvet, like a blanket over my lap.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to pull the blanket over my lap and covered her with the blanket whilst doing so. And she's just decided she's going to stay under there because she's cold.
Oh. Okay, is there white wool in this shop? And if so, how much does it cost? 1 diamond per stack. Oh boy, yeah. We're gonna run through all that. Is there yellow
that's
wool?
pretty expensive.
There's a lot
You
more
might
yellow.
be able to get it straight from the sheep as well. That's the sheep farm around the corner from there.
Yeah.
As well.
Oh, like pulling it from underneath.
from the
Beef
actual
had
hoppers.
said we were allowed to do that. So yeah, let me
Yeah.
go check. We go down here. Which one's the white one? There it is. Yeah. So we'll grab 1 more stack at least right now, and then we might come back later if we need to. It's like, why did beef need all this wool for anyway? Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really inconvenient exit, beef. Okay. Now there's a rule against faking tips, so
Yeah.
you're out.
Bye.
Bye. Take some time to read the rules next time you join a stream. Okay. We are actually about to wrap up anyway, because it is lunchtime here in Tennessee, and I've got to go record with Vintage Beef, Zombie Cleo, and some others doing Beef's Island event. I wonder how many people RSVP'd for that. He said it could support up to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go see if I can get a count, because there was like a RSVP thing.
I'm sure you'd have some people just hanging out watching as well. That's always nice when people hang out.
Let me see. 2 events.
Wow, the front of the machine looks so realistic in that light.
Oh, with my face. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm really happy. Yeah, because it used to look kind of wrong because I had the lock the wrong size, but I shaved that down last night.
That's good.
That was one of those things that was just bugging me. Every time I looked at it, I was like, that lock is way too big.
Yeah.
Rockets. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with how the coin door turned out. It helped that I was able to buy a coin door and actually measure it and get everything perfect.
David Spritzer says, I love the pensive energy of a large semi-transparent eye covering the screen, as if the gameplay is a memory that Joe is reliving.
See, there we go. This guy gets it.
There you go. Perfect. Very good.
Okay, so part of me is like I should fly away again so the creepers go away while I craft. I've got to craft the wool anyway, so might as well.
Personal Zombie says, I still haven't opened my TCG because it's a Christmas gift for me, but I'm getting very impatient.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
I haven't opened my new booster box yet from the Overstock that Joe bought me for Christmas.
Yeah,
So I'm going to open that on Christmas Day.
Yeah, that is a Christmas gift, so that's fair. For the Thursday stream with Quinn's going to open her Christmas gift early, which is also a booster box. And we're going to be answering the question. People keep saying, like, how hard would it be to build a deck from 1 booster box? So we're going to open the booster box, see what kind of deck would be possible, and then Quinn will trade with me. And we'll keep track of how many cards Quinn had to trade to build a viable deck out of that 1 booster box. That's the plan for that. And Quinn will get to keep the deck at the end because we're trying to organize some Nashville TCG meetups, and this way Quinn will have her own deck to play with.
Something to play, yeah.
Not always have to borrow mine. So, looking forward to that Thursday morning stream.
Spares to trade as well.
Yay.
So that's cool. Yay! Manatee Gag says the items will be an issue.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that the booster box re-release is going to have an extra item pack in each box.
Weighted, yeah.
There was an extra block there that I just could not see. Wow. Somebody says, oh, at least with this concrete, if you mess up and have a stray block, you won't notice. I was standing right next to it going, why won't this carpet place? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I won't notice.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, in terms of the other run of cards, yeah, we should probably post a link to that. If anybody wanted to pre-order a second printing of booster boxes, those pre-orders are open until January 15th. We are very excited to get those out in the world, so you don't have to buy scalped cards. They'll be shipping in April, early April.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, I thought the wool was going to go further than it did. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, my stomach is making very interesting noises.
Oh no, it
I
is.
literally woke up, made a cup of coffee, and then started the stream with you.
No, that's fair.
And
I
I was just
mean,
like,
I
"Oh."
kind of did the
You did
same.
the
I got my
same.
kid
You dropped your
lunch and
child
off to
Yeah.
school and made a coffee.
Yeah.
I was figuring I'd go until we finished this or run out of white wool because we're almost done
That's
with this
fine by
rectangle
me.
here. And that'll give last minute tips a chance to roll in.
Mhm.
Dia Dragonflame says I already ordered 3 boosters. Awesome. I hope you enjoy them.
Oh,
Okay.
I've just seen Nola asked whether I'd take the cat with me to America. Unfortunately, I can't because she's an older cat and it wouldn't be very fair for her. And also, because Joe's going to be fully responsible monetarily for me and a child for like up to 2 years.
Yeah, Badger won't be able
I
to get
don't
work
want to
permit
add.
immediately.
I don't want to add more responsibility to Joe, and also my parents have already been like looking after the cats financially, and they're happy to keep them. And just the idea, I would have to have another person with me on the plane physically to not have any hand luggage with them to take one of my other cat with them. So, because you can only take one animal per trip.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know that. So yeah, taking both cats would be.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be fair for them very well.
But I mean, it seemed like they did okay with your parents when you were here for a month.
Oh
at
yeah,
a
no,
time, or
they're
a few
fine
months
without
even.
me.
Yeah.
They'll miss me, but it's life will continue fine. So yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be very hard on them to move to a different country, especially because like they don't even like going to the vets, and that's like a
vets,
10-minute drive away.
That's in America now.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Just the idea of taking them on a train or a like taxi to Heathrow is already giving me the kind of like, no.
Oh, jeez, yeah, that's hard on them.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd love to bring them with me, but no, I don't think it'd be fair on them.
So I think it's about time to wrap up. Badger, do you have anything coming up you'd like to promote? I know you're active on the HermitCraft server.
I am active on the HermitCraft server. Yeah, we're having a really good like reshuffle of events and stuff for the next year. So yeah, lots of new stuff up and coming right now. So that's really cool.
Is there like a link or something that I could send people to learn more about?
No?
Awesome.
But shamblecraft.net. Boop. I will post that on there. And I will post that in the thing there.
Yep.
There we go.
And another thing.
That is.
Could you tell people what HermitCraft is real quick as well?
Yeah, I was going to say, it is a vanilla-ish multiplayer server for people of all ages and abilities. And yeah, we love just hanging out together. And yeah, I've been a member of the staff since the first iteration. So that's great fun.
Awesome. And then, let's see, I've also posted a link real quick to Tennessee Game Days, March 1st through 3rd. If you want to play TCG with myself and Quinn, we will be there in Franklin, Tennessee. It's always a great time. Let's see. I think it's time to send people on their way to the next stream. I don't want to raid any of the hermits since they're all about to be taking breaks before the TCG event that we have to record together. So, let's see. It looks like Pixel Riffs is having Shulker Boxing Day, which I think is where you box Shulkers. So /raid Pixel Riffs. When you get over there, our raid message is, howdy y'all, Joe Hill's raid here. Anyway, thank you so much again, Badger, for joining me for the stream. I really
Anytime.
appreciate your
Well,
company.
any Tuesday.
Yeah, any Tuesday. I mean, really, you know, like once you live here, especially if some night you're
know.
just like,
Totally
you know, I
different.
don't want to sit around and read tonight. Do you mind if I hop on the stream with you? Okay, that's why we have 2 chairs and multiple microphones.
Yep.
You're
It's all
you're
good.
always welcome. But yeah,
Yay.
this was a lot
Anyway,
of fun.
thank you for the stream. It was fun just chatting about the season.
Oh, Lakshmi13 says Shamblecraft is still 13 plus, right? When you say all ages.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to be legal to be on Discord.
Okay. Yeah.
That is
Gotcha. Well, thank you very much for clarifying that, Badger. Well, we're going to go ahead and raid Pixel Riffs. Our raid message is howdy, y'all. Joe Hills raid here. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee, joined by BadgerSpanner. Any final words, Badger?
Keep adventuring.
Keep adventuring. Do. Raid now. Stop streaming.